everyone, thank you so much for being here, and thank you, my co-cast, professional, for the pro and professional. I'm Sleeve. I am George. I'm playing Milo today, and I probably know all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And James, who are you playing?
I'm James, and I'm playing Rusty, as usual. Charlie?
I am Charlie. I'll be playing Pinky the Kobold Artificer. Ryan?
Hey, I'm Ryan. I'm playing as Mav, the big green alligator rogue dude. Mark, what you?
I am playing Scud Booyarg, the problem child warlock sorcerer. And our DM tonight is Itza or Alex.
Yes, I am Itza. I am playing all the horrible things that go bump in the night, and my job is to torture every single one of these fellows on behalf of the audience. And yeah, with that said, I think we can begin today's summary of events that occurred last week. With that said, without further ado, let us begin. Welcome, everybody, to episode 5 of Calamity of the 100, Confronting the Calamity. As we look back on events prior, we have not to look far, but a few hours back. The party was resting, and as Scud began to awoke from his minor brain damage and powerful spells being cast on him, with the healing magic and rest, most of these ill effects seemed to disappear, apart from the sobering tiredness. As they looked on, they saw a strange animated form of one Hugh, a box with a mark of the Calamity, much like themselves. This 4x4 cube appeared to be more than just your standard crate. It appeared to be animate and talking with them, transformed into this state by a series of odd events. The party were in the middle of questioning Hugh, although it seemed Hugh was not very magically adept, seeming to gain most of his information secondhand by a woman named Lucia, who was trapped ahead further north. Interrogating Hugh, they learned that some major event had happened some months previous, and the party was coming to the startling realization that they may be part of it. In the end, they decided to forego more talk with Hugh, as he seemed unsure of the events himself, and pushing him, he seemed to be less than helpful with some of his comments. In the end, the party finished their rest and proceeded on, leaving the safety of the small office. They moved on to the rooms ahead. As they pressed down the staircases, they came to a room with a statue of the Passions. Looking at it, they saw a strange sight. More of the fractured, talking amongst themselves. But as the party approached further and watched on at their babbling conversations, a moment of lucidity seemed to take over one of them, as it talked about the one who walks as many. It seemed to turn and notice Milo and the rest of the party. It seemed to understand their presence, and even knew the party's names and other details about them that it should not know. This figure seemed to commune with them across reality, telling them that the party meant them ill will. Now enraged and engaging with the party, a battle began, and the party was immediately pressed back. Things were not going well. Scud and Milo had taken nasty hits. All the while, Marv was forced to retreat after taking some hits of his own. As the party backed up, Pinky and Rusty were forced to the back, sending out spells to try and aid, but not many were connecting. As the egos rushed forward, scouring the party's minds and their very personalities themselves, they were fighting and on the hot foot. As they moved up to engage, Milo was taking hit after hit. sent reeling. He was sent toppling to the ground. In a surge of skill and adrenaline, the party managed to strike down the rest of the fractured, killing them before they could do a final blow upon Milo. Gasping and out of breath, the party decided to pull back for a moment to wait things out until they were bandaged before moving forward. As they did so, westwards they heard sounds. A woman's croaky voice. Coming upon her, they found Lucia, a lich, forced into a cage, learning that she had awoken after this calamity. The party was wary and not trusting of much of what she was saying. Although the timeline and events seemed to line up, they now became distrustful of whatever info they had found out from Hugh, as they did not trust Lucia, and her humor was not great being trapped in a cage for 2 months, and the party being on the skeptical side seemed to make negotiations come to a bit of a standstill. Using her only bargaining chip that was information, Lucia seemed to push too far, and the party decided they would not deal with her until events were over, tempting Rusty with more information from Rosie, his sister, although this did not seem to work in the Lich's case. Leaving her, they went to at least the one piece of information they could confirm, the ritual chamber. As they moved forward, they found that several more insane retinue stood in their way. Using some quick thinking and a trick of magic, Pinky drew on the message spell and distracted them, as their insane babblings made them confused. He managed to set them onwards to look at inane, boring details that they no doubt found amusing. With this distraction in play, the party snuck through and entered into the ritual chamber. As they went down a small hall and entered the grand doors, searching these doors, they found a secret mechanism, and pushing through them, they found the chamber beyond, and that is what we see right now. An enormous chamber full with collapsed pillars. A dais rests on the back. The figures of dusty corpses made that almost look like the victims of Pompeii, cracked like charcoal, figures of all different sizes. You think you can see a giant, humanoids, big and small, crouched in gestures of pain, some in prayer, some seemingly caught unawares by what had happened. The unearthly blue glow of continual flames alight the room and the ritual site. You see strange markers and an enormous clockwork mechanism hanging on the back wall as you all peer around this desolate room of death. You feel a sense of familiarity come over most of you as you see this place. It feels so recent that you are here, and bad memories stir in most of you. With those bad memories peering about, you feel as though she was close, Rusty. Something in the air, or maybe the way the wind blows in here. It seems stiller, like she passed. You can't quite explain it. But how would Rusty be taking this in? I imagine everyone feels something, but in Rusty, I imagine it would be more prominent.
Yeah, a bit of shock at first, I think, just at the sight of this. He's been struggling to wrap his head around everything they've been told so far. But I think we need to be careful that that large fella that's weeping over there might be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To to add to it, you hear echoing through the chambers, a large moan of sorrow as you hear it.
Right. She said he was mourning somebody. Perhaps we could take advantage of his sorrow and just kick him while he's down.
Like
That sounds so
it's a
dark.
good name.
What was the reason for us to attack him again? Like, why? Maybe he has information that we can find as well.
I think it was the information we're trying to find, not necessarily the violence, but if need be, yes, that would be an option, Pinky.
I mean, he's just.
Well, isn't he the leader of all of these things that are in this complex and a part of the whole fracturing of the world? That's what I got from it.
I thought this guy was just a squire of one of the nasty buggers.
Of the demon, it said.
Right.
Squire of the demon, they called him, right?
I think she said his name was that Adrius.
Adrius Alluya.
Alluya.
Look, I'm just saying, usually walking up to people and just asking them about it doesn't work out for us. So maybe we beat the shit out of him and then ask him questions.
I don't know about you, but if I was mourning the death of a friend and some people just came up and beat the shit out of me, and then they'd be like, "Oh, also, can you help us with some fucking information?" I'd probably say no.
Yeah, I would not be super inclined to help them. Yeah, that seems to be counterintuitive.
We could throw him in a cage and deprive him of, the essentials for a few days.
Why don't we just start talking with him first before we throw him in the cage or beat him up? I don't see...
You always go for the talking. Let's talk to them. And it never works. I'm sorry, Milo. I know you're very kind at heart.
Pinky,
it's just not working for us.
What if someone were suspecting your mom of being evil and they just started stabbing her out of nowhere?
I would join in the stabbing.
Okay, maybe you should have asked about your relationship with your mother before you said as an example. But
that might have been smart.
Do you have anyone you like?
I like you guys.
What if someone came up and started stabbing the shit out of all of us because we were evil? Would you be?
Well, the thing is we'd answer their questions first. We wouldn't go, no, let's fuck you up.
Exactly. So we should talk to them first. You made your own point.
I'm just trying to integrate myself in the way that things are seeming to work here. I mean, every time we've tried to talk to people, they've always been like, you are the 100. Let's attack you. Fuck you.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I would like to maybe still, try to at least try to talk to them, I don't want to be pacifistic in any means. Listen, I can beat up anyone really, really well. I also get beat up really well, as you have seen. But that's maybe why I don't really want to fight. Do you see my bruises, Pinky? It's been
fine.
rough.
I wasn't saying let's kill him. I was just, bonk on the head and put him in a cage.
I would, Pinky. Everyone down here's bloody got a screw loose. I say we put him in a cage and poke him till he tells us what we want to know.
Right.
Not to draw attention to the obvious, but this being's name is Squire of the Demon. I don't know if you know their reputation. Demons are typically not the ones you want to talk to. You want to run the hell away from. And the fact we're even going towards this individual has me on my edge as well.
It's not an actual demon. It is a title.
I assume demon was a nickname.
Well, Squire of the Demon. Just context clues. This person's not a demon, obviously, but not one you want to be talking to. So,
listen, why don't...
I'm trepidatious
because myself and Milo seem to be the ones that want to at the very least attempt to chat to this fellow before we think. Why don't the three of you hide somewhere and get ready to jump out and attack if things go south, and myself and Milo will approach him.
Just to reiterate here, you want to repeat the exact same situation that we were in the first time we fought something together, right? How did that go for us?
Oh, we're all alive.
It was fine for me. By this time, you'll be a lot closer than 3,000 feet away or wherever it was.
Yeah, I think that last time we had a bit of a miscommunication, and you should be a bit closer to us.
There's lots of dead bodies around here. Just find one to hide behind.
You look like one.
You're little.
Put some shit on you. You look like no.
Fine. I'll move over to maybe one of the pillars. This looks like pillars. These are pillars, yes?
They're people.
Yeah, there's very large pillars. One or two of them are collapsed as you move up between them. As you begin to move closer, you turn away from where you were looking, as this group does not have the best passive perception, but you are one of the first, now that you look around, Pinky, to notice that a figure is looking at you, leaning on one of the pillars. It seems small and thin, too thin, wearing robes made from a myriad of patchworks daubed together.
Well, there you go. There's a person right there. Go talk to them.
What's there?
I'll just point to the figure.
Oh. I'll like sort of gesture Rusty to join me in walking forward.
Yeah. I'll approach with Milo.
The rest of you don't like stay clear, but not too far. Like maybe 60-foot range, you know.
Milo is incredibly
We,
accurate with 5-foot measurement in increments. Somehow.
Are we on the battle map right now?
Not right
Lucia
now.
map.
Yeah. As you come forward, you see the figure lean out from the pillar and eye you all as it peers over at you. You can't quite see its face, you just see like black shrouded behind it. You can make out the patchwork of parchment and maybe clothing it's wearing. It's all over the place. You see it like has one hand on the pillar, creeping around it, where you see it's wearing a blue glove with like the ends of each of the fingers, like a fingerless glove, in all sorts of colors: red, black, white, of common dyes. As it leans on the pillar, it seems to be peering at all of you, but from the darkness you can't make out any facial features as it looks at you all.
You have returned. I recognize your clothing, your weave. But we are whole now.
I'll step forward, put up a hand. Hello there. Who is there skulking in the shadows a bit? I can't quite make out your face.
I have no face.
As you see a bunch of animated clothes step out, almost ghostly in nature. It looks like a set of clothes possessed as
Where's this?
steps around the corner.
This is the thing that's looking at us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from the pillar. Yeah, you see it's wearing a slipper on one foot and a boot on the other. It looks at you all.
We are all the animated clothes. A ragamuffin. Come animus. To the will of dead owners.
It seems to sweep an arm towards all of the burnt out corpses.
Sort of lean to Rusty. What do you think this set of clothes wants? Do you think this is the Squire?
This isn't the thing that was weeping, right? Like
Almost
There's
to
a-
poignate that, to add to that fact, like distantly you hear
That who is that crying there? Fine set of clothes.
Yeah, it just like turns to look back at you. It goes,
It is the one who is also a servant. Just like all of us clothes. We are the treads that remain of the artifacts they all wore. So many scoured in the great event.
you see all the clothes wriggle and like you hear it like moan as it goes, oh, so many have died. It's like you see like the hand in particular, shoot up like in a palm outwards gesture as it goes. My companion for life, my left, has died.
That's very sad. I hope they find rest in their new bodies as they are carried through the figments of recreation. May the passions guide them, I say. So, as you are still here and quite animated, we have been told that we are the 100. Would this please you?
I don't wish to be a slave to some fools who destroyed our owners originally and scoured us to the 9 winds.
That is very good.
So many of our pairs have been destroyed. I used to be a fine slipper. And I a Bruce. They are now all dead. Forever.
So are the bodies of the previous 100, but we do not wish to enslave you. Instead, if you would call them masters before, then that would give us the power to free you, I guess. Is that something you want?
You seem to not understand what is happening here. 100.
You can explain if you wish.
We are a confederation of cloth. My 100, Annulus the philosopher, was a great herald of the time, a true speaker of those who were unjustly treated. We cloth have fashioned a commune together as the ragamuffin. Yeah.
As is your right. It's a well-tested right. And what kind of plans do you have in this commune?
We will not be under a patriarchy or matriarchy, but a paternarchy.
That makes sense. Yeah, that seems to be your rights. And how are you going to work this out? Are you staying here? Are you maybe establishing some kind of commune in a different place?
We need a tailor or a sewer's shop to create more and strangle those that would oppress us in the bonds of cloth.
I'm sure there are tailors who share your vision. Unfortunately,
as this is going on, you see another ragamuffin from the other side, one of the further back pillars, looking at you all.
I put my hand up to just can you give us a moment, and I just drag Milo away a little bit to the side.
It is the right before they are executed for their crimes against cloth. Just look at that one's hat, what it has been fashioned into, that poor bastard. Have you not seen the frayed cloak on that poor thing? It's on that wretched goblin, I think.
What the fuck are we doing? Why are we talking to a pile of rags? These things are obviously crazy, being infused with some sort of fucking magic by whatever these 100 people did, and
yes, Lucia,
I don't know
of
why.
course they're fucking crazy. Don't you think I know that? They're fucking talking clothes.
Yeah, and you just seem to try to fucking ask them about their life and the union that they formed.
To appease them. To appease them. Do you think I enjoy talking to clothes?
Yes, because you won't stop. So can we fucking?
You could do anything else.
Who's that?
Yes. More good. Yes. They insulted your clothes.
Pinky.
I'm sure they didn't mean it. Oh, Spinky.
If you ask them to maybe fold themselves neatly in a corner, I could probably fix them up later.
Oh, this is a good idea, actually.
He is right. I do need a new cloak.
A commune of clothes. Can I address you as a crowd or as individuals?
We are all individuals in the weave that is our syndicalism.
That is beautiful. We were wondering about the abilities that you claim to have. Since you are clothes, do you fold?
All cloths fold in the weave.
Prove it.
Speak what you mean to say, fleshy one.
What my friend is trying to say, I believe, is we know someone that is very capable of putting creature or the items like clothes back together. So we're on a bit of a thing right now that we'd like to, if you could step aside and there's a nice corner over there. If you can make a nice pile and stay out of our way, we can get you fixed up after we're done here.
Maybe it speaks the truth. Maybe it speaks lies, and they wish to bring us to the great treaded junk pile in the heavens. Display us a measure of your skill, seamster. Perhaps you are a seamster of tread, or maybe you are a treader of false lies from thy tongue.
Pinky, please don't.
Our seamster friend isn't actually here with us right now. We know him back in our town where we come from, and we just remembered in our heads that fuck, we know a tailor.
Yeah,
so
they made this coat actually. Do you see how nice it is?
Oh, Tim.
Make a deception roll, Rusty.
Fuck are we doing?
Real quick, could thieves' tools theoretically be used as a sewing kit in any way?
That's a 3.
A really bad sewing kit.
No!
Yeah, the clothes pause as they go.
Well, if you want to get your weepy friend, he's very scary, so we don't talk with him. Then, well, you're shit out of luck. Until you come back with a seamster or someone who can repair us all. Indeed.
What?
The commune agrees. The dictatorship of Clash agrees. The tribune of the weave.
Rusty, do you possess the mending spell by any chance? Do you have any knowledge of that?
Not right. I have knowledge of the spell. I do not have it with me today.
Pinky, Marvinsky's good.
Yeah, Pinky has, I believe, but
No, I
he seems
don't.
to be happy hiding. Oh, he doesn't.
I don't.
Sake.
I also don't have. I don't have a fucking sewer's kit. If only I was level 3.
If we sort of take a second to glance around, how many of these ragamuffin creatures would you say are
I'll put you on the map
around
now.
and enough to walk, enough to cause an issue for us?
Yeah, I'll put you on the map now that you're considering an actual fight. So you guys would probably be about here, in between these two pillars, while this is happening. I don't think you'd be stepping on a corpse.
Is there any chance that I could do anything for these people with a tinker's tool?
Yeah, there might be like one sewing needle in it. It would be tough. It would not be easy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, I can try. That's the best I can do. I can try.
Display your sewing skill or prepare for strangulation should you step a foot further.
Ah, fuck.
Almost a bemoan what's going on distantly you hear.
I suppose I'll step forward.
Well, before
Present me material.
I'll walk up to Pinky for a second and like put a hand on his shoulder, like, Pinky, you just gotta fucking do this, okay? I know you can. I trust you.
Right.
I trust your abilities, and I've seen you work, and it's just inspiring to me. So I wish to inspire you as well. So if I had any inspiration, I would give it to you, and I do. So I give it to you. I hope
I
you
already have inspiration.
I just want you to really use mine.
I put my hand on Marvinsky's shoulder. He's not going to be able to do this. So
Get ready.
I need you to find these things.
Yeah, and as Pinky moves up, I also like with our luck, yeah. As Pinky moves up, I also like sort of like reach for my sword, sort of casually, like leaning at the pillars.
Milo, what I'm going to need you to do is, once I fail this, I'm going to need you to reach deep inside of you and pull your fucking balls out and fuck these people up.
Oh, that wouldn't be a problem. No, I don't need my balls for that. So I think I use my sword instead, if that's okay.
No, that's fine. I'm just you recognize the analogy I'm trying to make.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right. Yes, present the material, please.
Everyone mark an inspiration. While this is all going on in the foreground, Scud, is Scud doing anything in the background while he watches them converse?
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna, as Pinky walks forward, I'm gonna start sloping off to the left to maybe try and hide behind one of these rocks or the pillars here.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll. You have advantage because everyone's very caught up in what they're doing.
A 12?
15.
You see if the clock.
Oh, it's 15. Sorry, yes.
Yeah. As you begin to sneak away, the clock doesn't seem to say anything, as they seem to be caught up in their own conversation. So you manage to hide behind this pillar before things maybe kick off. With that said, you see one of the clock walks behind the pillar and comes back over, and if kind of like in a forlorn gesture, as it shabbily walks across the way, it drops down a satin pink robe, and he says,
The goddess of kings lies before you. Fix his lovely tassels, and your skill will be on display. We will step aside.
yeah, this is gaudy. It has tassels and frills. Whoever was wearing this had no sense of fashion, but the problem is it's a difficult piece of cloth to deal with.
For
As you
sure.
peer down at it.
I'm gonna look at my party. Does anybody have on them, or even maybe in some of my garbage, a piece of cloth that might resemble the color of this, that I might be able to pull a thread from to fix this piece of tassel cloth thingy, and not have the thread actually be I'm trying to be pretty good about this.
What color is it?
Does anyone have prestidigitation? Would be a better question.
No.
Yep, but I'm hiding.
You could actually dye it the correct color.
Is prestidigitation touch or no?
I believe it's 10 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fuck it. I'll just look at the figures and say, now I just want you to know that I don't have my regular tailor's kit, and I don't have thread to match. But keep that in mind as I work on this garment. And yeah, I'll pick up the garment. I'll fish out some, I don't know, twine or something. A spool of wire.
Yeah.
Stuff. I'm not a tailor. I'm gonna try to fix this.
Go ahead and make a DC 16 roll with your tinker's tools. You have disadvantage as you do not have the proper tools or really fabric for such an occasion.
Yes, that's fair.
You do
I will
have
use
inspiration from someone else that was offering it.
Yeah, I will use Milo's inspiration because
So that'll
fuck
cancel
him.
it out.
And I'll use my hero point.
Yeah, so we see the next 10 minutes go by as Pinky frantically is tailoring the hardest he has in his life to impress the crowd of assembled cloth. Let's see what he's rolled
Oh,
as the
Charlie.
10 minutes pass.
Oh, Charlie.
We see Pinky, you look down at it as you're like, oh boy.
And
It was difficult. You made, you
Or
were
was
given
it
a bunch of
10?
herring and they asked for you to make an omelet. Basically.
Damn it. Yeah, it's a 10 plus 1, so it was an 11.
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Pinky,
it.
I'll give you this. You know this is going to shit as you look down at it. They don't seem to have figured out yet. It's just
He's making it. He might actually do it.
as you're like, there's no fucking way they're going to be impressed by this. During this time, do you try to signal the rest of the party or anything? As you look down at this horrendous piece of fashion, and it's your pretty bad mending job on it.
Yeah, I'll just I'll take the cloth and bundle it up in my hands and just oh, sorry, a piece of dust in my mouth. And I'll start pounding on the ground.
Make a performance roll.
Ooh.
What are you trying to attempt here? Also, this will change the modifier. or how difficult it'll be.
I'm buying time, but also trying to, as I'm doing it, maybe scuff the cloth on the ground and maybe try and like rip it at the same time, and it just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm coughing. Oops.
Okay, make a DC 20 performance roll. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you see them go,
You fool, you've torn it!
Damn it! There's no chance of the beautiful pinks flowing no more.
So I'm so sorry. I was doing so well. Shit. Well, again, I assure you, I'm able to do this. If only you'd give us a chance. We're in a tight spot here.
Since he has such ghastly problems, it's only appropriate that he fixes the handkerchief of poverty.
and, like, you see them, like, pull out a handkerchief and, like, lay it on the ground. Like it's a fallen comrade. Yeah, you see it's been torn in two.
Of course. I could do this. I could do it
This
again.
time, it doesn't look as difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is simpler. Oh, fuck it. I'll use my own inspiration.
Simple? He was magnificent. He was not simple.
Oh no, of course not. I'm just simply saying that. Anyways, another Tinker's Tools.
I'm like a
check?
teacher staring over his shoulder, like at the work, like he's doing.
DC 13 this time.
DC 13. Okay, I'll use my own inspiration for this.
Yeah, it cancels out the disadvantage for the inappropriate tool.
Double one.
It was meant
What
to
is
be.
going?
It was meant to be.
He
How
tears
do you
it.
screw this up in the worst possible way, Pinky?
I think after like coughing so much, I just, as I'm working on the handkerchief, I just reflexively
You get an
sneeze.
actual cough.
I sneeze.
No, you reflexively sneeze and you pull the handkerchief on habit up to your nose.
Yeah, and it's fucking covered in like snot and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no!
As they get shrill,
And I'll.
roll initiative.
I was about to say I'll
Yeah.
take the hand axe from my belt and
fine.
throw it.
Yeah, Rusty and Marv are just like,
Oh
By the way,
no!
finally.
For the audience at home, I got two natural ones.
Yeah.
on that
Two
one.
net ones. Those red marks means that they're both ones. So he only got ones. He goes from a net 20
Okay.
to two net ones. This is always our luck.
Perfect.
This is what happens when you try to talk to clothes, George.
Yeah.
This
Clothes
is-
get uppity.
Especially when you're only wearing pants.
somewhere.
Pinky.
Oh, at level 3, I can craft any instrument I want or tool.
If only
and
we
I
were level 3.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you see like level tree off in the distance somewhere.
The light shining in the distance soon.
Uh-huh.
Dude.
With that said, Scud hiding from the shadows, you can just anticipate, like the second you see it bring up to his face, you're like, oh shit. I think you can anticipate the situation going bad, Scud, before anyone else.
Well, yes. Scud's gonna try and help his friends, and he whispers a prayer to like passions of combat, and he's gonna cast bless on probably Milo, Marvinsky, and Pinky.
Who said that?
He sees one of the rags look confused.
Yeah.
As you cast it, giving away your position.
And then what I'll do is I'll run back and use my bonus action to hide with nimble escape.
Who is it? Milo?
Yeah, Pinky and Marvinsky.
Yeah, as you all feel the chaotic blessing, or maybe the soothing touch of Nightingale, at the very least, as the magic flows. As you try to hide, go ahead and make that stealth roll.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just an 11.
Yeah, the clothes don't seem to notice as you rush behind the rock and take cover. Milo, it is your go. As you look on, you hear a muttered word from Scud. The ragamuffins seem to be losing it at Pinky as they both begin striding forward.
Yeah, I look at the snot covered tissue and like, oh fuck, and I click with my thumb, like my scabbard open, and take out my sword and rush forward immediately. And I'll try to slash at this. What is this? A pair of trousers? What are we dealing with?
It's a pair of trousers,
Oh.
a jacket, and a t-shirt sewn together, a hood from a torn cape, several pendants and buttons from mismatching clothes, and a slipper on a boot on one foot each, on a pair of trousers.
It's really just like a ragtag of clothes. Nothing is really coherent.
Yeah, it's literally called a ragamuffin because of its assemblage of clothes. It
I'll,
looks like a homeless person dredged out the back of a tailor store.
I'll try to slash at it with my longsword. That comes D4, which is a total of 14.
14 hits as you cleave into it. Several pieces of cloth come unfrayed and shear apart, like you're cutting them with a scissors.
I don't have a bonus action, so I'll stay put. Right now, yeah, I'll stay put. That's my go.
Yeah, that is Milo's go. Marv, looking on, you see him slice into the cloth as you hear,
I told you these fleshy ones would turn down with the fleshiarchy.
as they shout propaganda at you and strange phrases to do with anarchism and communism or whatever the hell they're going on about. How'd you proceed?
Initially holding the torch away from them, not to wanting to burn them. He doesn't care anymore. But he will slip the arrow he was holding, the walloping arrow, out from the back of the torch. He was like getting ready with it. Run to the side of this little pillar here. Try to hide.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll.
At least one of these fellows up here. 22 to stealth.
Yeah, so you drop the torch. So
yeah, I leave the torch behind, yeah.
Yeah, ducking in. They seem to lose track of you at the very least.
Alright, I just don't want that other one to come join us. Lean around the corner and just try to shoot the northern sort of...
Having a clean line. Yeah, you shoot at him. Go ahead. As you take the shot. Knocking it back, you crack into him. The arrow passes through it as it staggers back for 9. And then it needs to make a strength save, I believe. Thanks to your walloping arrows. Let me reveal them for the audience. The walloping arrow can knock someone on their ass if they fail on the saving throw.
DC 10 strength saving throw. Super.
It rolled a 21. It staggers back as it tears out a portion as one of its arms explodes as cloth rains down. As one goes,
"No, Ted Sosen, you are so much more than your treads."
With that said, as you peer at the falling tassels raining to the ground, is there anything else, Marv? Any additional movement? That is Marv. The ragamuffin on the right will act Milo, as it says,
"See how you like being worn, you galoof,"
as they try to slam you. 12, as they whip out. They try and grab onto you. As you block it as you smack them aside. The other ragamuffin acts as it staggers up to here, as it said,
"You profaned that poor young vessel."
As it points at the handkerchief in your hands, Pinky, and then tries to slam you. It misses, thankfully, and its rage snaps down at you, but it kind of stumbles, giving you an opportunity. Rusty, as it stumbles past, you see Pinky and Milo both dodge the attacks from the cloth.
Yeah,
giving you an opportunity.
Well, my boots are made for walking, so I'm gonna take a few steps over here. Yeah, let's go that way. It's laundry day, motherfuckers. Let's just shoot the one on Pinky with a firebolt.
Yeah, you launch a bolt of fire.
Ignore the 4. It's a 20 for 6 fire damage.
That hits as it explodes across it. The cloth shrieks in pain as it goes,
"Ah!
as they do not seem to like the fire.
That's it.
That is Rusty. Pinky, the clock shrieks, stumbles back, and begins waving its arm as you smell burning embers coming off the magical cloth.
Yeah, I will. Oh boy. I can't do anything without having to take a step back. Yeah, I'll take a step back. Incur the attack of opportunity.
16.
Does not hit, thank God.
Yeah, it tries to grab at you, but are you wearing a shield?
I am.
How would you be sewing with a shield? This is one of the few times I would argue that.
This is true. Yes, so then that meets my armor class.
Yeah.
Aw.
As it slams into you, it rocks you back, grappling onto you as it begins to wrap around your limbs. As you ain't going nowhere, unfortunately, as it says,
I've got you, you sinister reptile!
That's fair. I'm going to Ray of Frost it.
Yeah, you try and point it. Yeah, with disadvantage. As it tries to bind up your arms too close for you to hit it. That hits as you graze it.
4+3. Oof.
For 1 damage.
For 1 damage.
Oh no.
As you freeze a small fragment. Yeah, that will slow its movement too, but unfortunately this close it might not help. Any bonus actions, Pinky?
Yeah. Is it a bonus action to don a shield? Or an action?
Full action. Unless you have Shield Master. That is
the end of my turn.
hidden out of view. You see Pinky struggling with the cloth as it wraps around them, as it tries to pull him, as it shrieks.
How do you like to be worn?
Scud's going to jump out and point his walking stick at this ragamuffin that's engaged with Pinky. Do I think I can hit him without hurting Pinky? Yeah,
Yeah, as you look at it, no, it's completely enraptured around Pinky, covering nearly his whole body.
Damn. Okay. And I'm assuming that this one here will have some sort of cover.
Yes, from your current spot.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to shoot at that one. So I'll level my staff at my walking stick at this one and fire a moonlit angel bolt towards this one.
Yep. You launch one of your blasts at it. 14 unfortunately misses as it explodes on the column right beside.
I'm not really anywhere I can hide now. I've used all these spots, so I'm gonna run a bit further out to here. That's my
you scurry out into the background.
Yep.
Milo, behind you, you see Pinky struggling as it grabs onto him. You see begin twisting and crushing his limbs together as the clothes put him on. Yeah, in front of you, you hear,
Look at that spectacle, made of metal, not even cloth.
as behind you, you see the others shooting blasts all over the place.
Is Pinky look in danger?
He's being grabbed by a bunch of clothes. He doesn't look particularly injured.
I'll strike the one in front of me with my longsword. I'll try to, at least.
Yeah.
14
That hits
plus,
as you
yeah.
slice for it, cutting across tread, as you shear off one of its arms.
Unfortunately, I have to keep here for a second. Yeah, don't really get... No, I can't do anything else.
Marv, looking over at Pinky, you see it's enraptured on him. Milo's struggling with his own as he heaves off limbs of it, as he tries to cut away parts of the tread. Like a tailor on a warpath.
I mean, it's closed, so I guess a pair of daggers put together, trying to use them kind of like scissors. I'm going to try and cut the ones that are wrapping around Pinky here. Just a regular dagger roll on this one.
Yeah, it's with sneak attack as you stab at it.
+2 for flanking? I don't know how these things work if they can see. I don't know for sure.
That doesn't affect flanking. It's just like overbearing on someone. Unfortunately, that misses, as I think its foot reaches up like a monkey and grabs you by the hand, pushing the blade aside.
They're just too slippery. Offhand dagger.
Yeah, you swing with the other hand. That
There we
hits as you
go.
connect, plunging it into it for 10 as you shear off a large portion of it. As you stab into it, it lets the dagger fall further as it stabs into Pinky for half that damage. As Pinky, you take 5 as it plunges into your flesh underneath the clothes.
Oh, I wish I rolled 2 nat ones. My first one was a nat 1 for 6, and then the one just now that I hit was a 20 for the non-visual viewers. 10 points of damage, half of it unfortunately going to Pinky, who is enraptured by this one. Sorry,
Pinky,
bud.
how do you respond to being stabbed?
I think I slipped.
I said fucking daggers at Milo. I fucking do.
What?
In response, Milo, to being shred up, the arm rebinds with itself as it mends itself for 2d6.
Why do they need a tailor?
Right.
They wanted to make an army of claws.
True.
They can only mend themselves, not fallen friends.
Yeah, they did say that.
Yeah, it'll then try and batter Milo. Misses, thankfully, as Milo and the claw continue to try and slap at each other. It tries to do that thing where it whips up a towel, like in the boys' bathroom, George, to like whip your ass, but like you manage to protect with your shield.
Yeah.
Or it can crack you with it.
I'm used to that. That nobody catches me off guard with that.
Yeah. The other one will also mend itself, as it's being punctured by a rather big reptile for 6. And then, Pinky, can you make me a DC 14 wisdom save, as it says,
Now we will become the master.
as it tries to put you on. Thankfully, you resist as it tries to pull around you. As this is happening,
It begins to choke you.
as you begin to gasp and fray, as you begin suffocating.
What is it? Pick on Pinky Day?
It's pick on the fleshy ones day.
Right.
As we see Pinky begin to choke and turn a slightly redder scale, and as we pass on from the enemies go, as the party's going to have to act fast as you suffocate Pinky.
Hanky,
will
it's
take
not
our
time for a
first-
fashion show.
But it is time for a break.
Oh.
Okay, with that said, we can continue as the ragamuffin struggle, binding up around Pinky. You see the problem, he begins gasping and wheezing as Pinky is being suffocated by the ragamuffin. Rusty, that is not good as you hear those strange noises coming from Pinky, like he's in the middle of a gas attack.
Yeah,
You already saw Marv
surprisingly, out of
stab
this
into him.
group of weirdos, Pinky is actually not the worst in Rusty's eyes. So I'm trying to feel like. So I see the thing about the damage being transferred and all that, and he got stabbed by Marvinsky. I'm wondering if Magic Missile would also transfer.
No, why would it? It's magic. It's supposed to be like all-encompassing, most powerful thing in the world.
Well, I guess I'll play it safer. I've only got 1 potion, so I'm gonna go for a mind sliver cantrip though, which will be doing psychic damage. So hopefully that won't really be able to transfer. So DC 13 intelligence save for mind sliver.
This seems to work as the cloth wriggles as it goes, "Ah!" As several of them shriek in pain as they try and press against the mind sliver. They roll a 5 as they take 4 psychic damage. There's several pieces of clothes fall to the ground, dying, and they have a minus D4 to their next save.
Okay, so I hear a scream from the rags, but not a scream from Pinky. So okay, that's good to know.
That seems to be the way to go.
Seems to be the way.
With that said, Rusty, any movement or bonus actions?
Now I'll just stay here.
Yeah, studying the situation.
Pinky, you big struggle.
You see, thankfully, Rusty begins to, like, cast a spell that doesn't hurt you. But
Yeah,
your vision's turning in the corners. You're getting tunnel vision, and you feel lightheaded.
I'll attempt to break the grapple.
An athletics or acrobatics roll. Bless does not add to skill rolls.
No.
DC is 14.
13.
You managed to pull it off you for a second, and then it whips back onto you as you're left grabbed.
Aren't you blessed?
It doesn't add to skill rolls.
Oh, it's a skill roll. Sorry.
Only saving throws and attacks.
I thought it was a saving throw. Sorry.
Anything else, Pinky?
I have movement, don't I?
You are grappled.
Grappled, so no.
0.
I can't like.
Yeah, you can gesticulate for a second if you want to put something across, but you can't. You're being suffocated, so you can't say anything.
Like, well, it's like around my face and my torso and shit. Maybe I could just run around willy nilly. No, it's fine. That's my entire turn.
Scott, the situation's not looking good for Pinky as he begins wheezing and sputtering. You see he's running out of air quick.
I don't know if this will work. I start running along this way. I get to here. I pull out some sand out of a component pouch and blow it, and I'm going to cast sleep on the 2 ragamuffins. Maybe they need sleep, but we'll see.
Yeah, you see the 2 ragamuffins like pause, like a second head forms out of Pinky as they peer at you.
No, it's still not going to work.
It'll probably put Pinky to sleep as well.
I don't think you can choose the creatures.
I think it affects whichever one has the lowest hit points first.
Yep.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Pinky.
You put all of us to sleep.
Well,
at least he can't take damage afterwards.
Yeah,
it's a DC 14 save, I believe. Is that?
No, you just
There's
roll
no
the
save.
dice.
Oh, okay, sorry.
There's no save.
So,
Yeah, you see a second
already
head
rolled
grow out of
29.
Yeah, you see a second head grow out of Pinky as Pinky falls asleep as it goes.
Why are you making us all dusty?
Oh dear. Is it 29 points of damage? I don't know if
Pinky
that
falls
affects-
asleep.
Does the ragamuffin fall asleep?
No, they are constructs. They're immune to sleep.
So hold on. The question now is, how much HP did you have, Pinky? Because it goes over
Was
to
it a
Marv,
20?
I think now, doesn't it?
Well, whoever's got the next lowest hit
yeah.
points.
Yeah, I think I might be asleep now because I only have
Oh,
16.
shit.
Is it
Well,
concentration?
he's trying to target. Is it a 20-foot? No, it's within 20 feet of a point. That's really weird.
But
So it's just a radius.
But which
He
Alright.
tried to get both the things though, so he would have put it here.
Yeah, we don't. So it would only.
Me
like,
too.
I think I'm
No,
asleep.
no, no. You have more.
I-
You have more,
I
you
did
have more
something
hit
like that.
points.
I did something like that because I.
Yeah, but you said both of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Marv, you also fall asleep.
Yep.
So what's this look like as you both topple over?
These dark airs are against us as he fades and falls.
Should have thought that one through.
I was looking at Scud like,
Pinky!
what the fuck?
He's really trying to kill us.
So we need like a little slappy slap now to wake up, right? Or what, like any damage at all, I think too.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. It's
Any bonus
Thanks.
actions or additional movement, Scott?
Yeah, I think we're gonna run over here and hide.
Mark an inspiration. Mark an inspiration, Mark. I think that's deserving of it.
Oh god, I don't know what it is.
As Scud acts without as Scud acts without common sense once again.
Sorry.
Oh.
Oh fuck. Well, it might let you go now. That's.
Milo, you feel this tiredness roll over you. You hear the comments behind you. You see,
Did
did
I
they
drink?
just kill Scud? Did they just kill Pinky and Marv? No, there's no blood coming from them. You see,
I wouldn't.
Pinky hanging limp.
I wouldn't know though necessarily unless I really understood the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem
the
to be
way
out cold
Scud-
though.
Yeah. Pinky, no! And I'll rush over and I'll try. I'll take the attack of opportunity. He's just reckless at this point. He doesn't want them to die.
18.
That does hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it turns around,
You're grappled.
grabs into you, and
Oh.
grapples you.
Yeah.
This is a
Yes,
disaster.
it binds
I'll
around
try to-
your neck. turning it into a full Nelson.
Does he have to do everything around here?
I'll try to like stab it behind me.
Mm-hmm.
With a D4.
Oh, that
13.
that misses.
Oh my god. Okay. Well.
Marvelous.
And damage.
The ragamuffin will try to slam you against a wall in response. 23 as it grabs you, twists your head, and smashes you against the wall, Milo. For another 6.
Yeah.
As it bunts you. That is the ragamuffin there. The one there, can you make me a wisdom saving throw as it tries to take control of you, Pinky?
Oh, it's not gonna.
Holy fucking shit! What are these things? This is the boss fight, right?
Can he be charmed if he's unconscious?
These are CR halves, by the way.
Yeah, that's not accurate. What's this? Yeah, can I?
100% is. But yeah.
Can he be charmed and taken under control if he's asleep?
I mean, it can try.
Good point.
It's just sleeping, so let it use it.
Yeah. This is less so a charm and more a pilot, like a Gundam.
That would be a natural 1.
God. Maintain.
Well, I'm about to like unknowingly wake him up anyway. So...
Either way, it begins to take control of him as it sees like Marv on the ground and goes,
I didn't know I was so powerful. Time to meet your maker, mage.
As it begins to flesh puppet him over. As it does so, it'll take a swing at you, Rusty.
It can do the control host and swing in the same turn?
Oh, it can only do the... Yeah, you're good. It just stalks up to you then and prepares to swing at you.
Fuck.
Rusty, this is not good.
Oh, hell fucking no. Magic missile. All 3 at this fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Pinky, but...
Let me just see the exact wording, see if it differentiates.
What should I do?
It'll wake him up at
What
least.
I know he was in red, and then he healed for 6, then he got hurt for
Attack me,
4.
it's fine.
I'm just wondering if I do 2 on you or all 3 on you. Fuck it, all 3 on you. Well, not you specifically. Just on your outfit. 3 on the die for 9 total.
So I'll take.
Well, let's
4?
see.
Yeah, it is not as precise as that as it said. If it said how precise it was. But yeah, they all strike into it as it topples back for 9 hafts, so both take 4 each. As that you get smacked around, Pinky, you wake up. You're not prone, thankfully, unlike Marv.
So that didn't fucking kill it. Alright, great.
I'm gonna spend
Should've
this
just
whole
mind
combat
slivered.
on the floor.
Help me.
Oh, good, Pinky, you're awake. Get that fucking thing off you. I will... I don't like it being right next to me. Actually, if I run away and it attack of opportunities me, would it be able to grapple me? I don't even know. So let's find out. I'm gonna run away from it.
It will try to smack you. It cannot grapple you, though.
That's good.
It swings with Pinky's arm as it whips out at you. You scurry away, running.
For a 7.
I try to actually I'll go here and I'll hope that if it does continue chasing me, it'll see Scud on the way and go for him instead.
Yeah. Pinky, you are being flesh Gundammed, so would you please kill whoever you'd like as you move up to them?
I don't
quick.
want to say.
Didn't he lose his breath? He's suffocating? You can't hold your breath when you're asleep, can you?
Yeah, he's still suffocating. He's got 1 more round before he passes out. Because he has 3 rounds total with his current con score.
No, doesn't look like there's a save, so yeah, I guess I would run towards Scud.
Yeah, you move up towards Scud. There is no save. Well, it's got you in this state.
If
Not the end of its
this
go.
is
Oh, no.
this is up to it. I don't I mean, I have a quarterstaff, but otherwise it's Ray of Frost, and I don't know if I'd move right next to him.
Yeah,
do that.
you stalk right up to him and try and bonk him. It can't use your spells. It can just do
Oh, okay.
physical attacks.
Well,
As it steers you up and gets you to make a roll at him. As it swats at you, thankfully, it's quite uncoordinated as it cracks across the pillar top. Scott.
10 certainly misses.
I kind of deserve to be hit, but hey.
We're just gonna hope one doesn't control Milo and starts swinging at us.
Scott, it begins swatting about as it tries to take swings at you. You see Marv snoozing on the ground over there. Pinky seems to be growing completely purple in the face. He's about to pass out.
Seeing that Pinky's in trouble, I'm gonna move to here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to nimble escape to disengage. I'm gonna use my last level 1 spell slot to cast Healing Word on Pinky to try and keep him in the fight.
Don't do it yet.
Okay, no, actually, no, I won't do that then. So I'll run over here and use my action to slap Marvinsky. Wake up! Get up!
Yeah, you use your action to just shake him.
Right.
And I guess that's
as he comes awake. Yeah, any bonus actions, Scott?
I've used
no,
it
you
to
didn't.
disengage, yeah.
Milo! It won't get off. He smashes you against the wall. Your spectacles fall on the ground into a pile of ashy remains of some poor bastard.
Yeah, I step on them and it sort of unlocks this rage inside of me as I second wind and... Oh, wow.
Nice.
There you go.
Fuck yeah, daddy. Okay.
For a 10.
Yeah. For a total of, with my level, that's a 2. Oh, it's a 2, fuck's sake. I was like, it's way higher than that. No. So back to 20. It's really good. Yeah, that's really good. I'm tempted to use an inspiration to try to kill this thing. Why did this thing heal behind me? Wasn't it in red? Oh, I didn't hit it
for 3 hit points.
I didn't hit it last time. That's true.
Yeah. It used its mending also.
Yeah. I didn't hit it last turn. I forgot. I will actually use my inspiration to try to hit it again. With advantage. That's a 24
that
for
hits
7.
As you shear down across it for 7.
Not enough though. I will surge as my rage builds up even more, and I'll start slashing wildly at him. That's not gonna make it, is it? No.
That misses as it twists your arm aside as you bang it off the pillar, scraping a bunch of dust on top of your belt.
It has grappled me. That's not good. Did I get to make a save, or do I need to make an action? Oh, I need to use an action, right? Yeah, never mind.
You need to use an action to break the grapple.
That's my go.
If he's grappled, does he have to take half that damage?
I don't
He's
presume.
Not stabbing. You're not committing. Yeah, you're not committing seppuku. Yeah, other people it's difficult because
I have brought shame upon my.
It's basically like quite literally, it's like he's wearing clothes, so it's way more difficult for you guys, not as hard for him.
Okay. I don't have anything else. I can't move, can I?
No, you are grappled.
Yeah. Forgot. I don't have my thing.
Yeah, Marv, you're waking on the ground. He's like, oh, what? How do you respond as you see Scud slapping you awake?
Looking up at the Scud, who last you saw was his hands outstretched trying to cast a spell, and I faint. I grab his collar and I use his body weight to pull myself up. Stop not helping us and help us. Jesus.
I fall asleep.
Half my movement to get up. A bonus action to use a dash, and I'm sitting here in front of Pinky. He's being strangled alive, and I just want to.
You can attempt to pull the cloth off.
Right, I can attempt to pull it off of him, right, and try to make that save for him.
You just make a grapple check yourself, and just like force movement to him or shove to knock it off.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna try and just pull the clothes off of Pinky, as non-sexual as possible. but yeah. Not much to work with here. What am I making? What are the rolls I need?
Contested. You're rolling athletics against its. It can choose acrobatics or athletics.
I knew it. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my inspiration because I'm not great at athletics.
You grab and try and rip at it frantically, praying to the passions to guide you. It will try and squirm out of it, writhing around his body. You manage to rip it off as it staggers across as you rip it free from Pinky's neck.
Is there any way I could fling him to the other side of me?
You are still grappling him, so if you have any movement remaining, you can.
I would have because of my dash. I'll
right,
pull
right
him.
Here. Half your movement to move a grappled creature.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Mavinsky. Holy shit.
You know what? I don't know Rusty's there. I would pull him this way and move the clothes to the right of me. I don't know Rusty's there, but I want to move him that way, yeah.
Yeah, you see him like holding onto his collar, like he's like, I got you. It's Rusty.
Shit. That's it.
I feebly grab Marvinsky's like wrist and just like, thank you.
Catch your breath. Kill this thing. Good.
Huh?
Should have stuck with your word from the beginning. That's it.
The ragamuffin curls around Milo's joints as it tries to attempt to take control of Milo.
That is to say,
big one.
I will use my inspiration to give you advantage.
Advantage.
Yeah, the will of the passions is lent to you as you save.
I would have even
He's
with
got
that
bless as well.
Even with that,
Yeah.
I would have had
No. It's all
yeah,
thanks to me.
bless.
How do you inspire me, Rusty?
I'm just like praying to the passions. Don't control Milo. I don't want to get hit by Milo. I don't want to get hit by Milo.
I feel myself slipping away. No, something's holding it back.
Oh, his longsword is so sharp and he's so strong.
Milo, you find yourself slipping away, and what gives you the extra thing to will past it is you see a pair of underwear coming over like the face section.
No!
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
like,
the stains! I fight against it.
That's the one on Milo. The one on Marv, it'll try and reverse that and try and throw you into the wall as it tries to slam you. 22.
Friendly. Oh god, yeah.
As it twists you around, smacking you into the wall and like binding up your arm like
Grapples.
a cobra as it grapples you now.
Oh no.
He's got one of my arms.
That is the thing as it crushes onto your arm. Rusty, you hear two struggling figures. You see Marv trying to like pull at his arm like a coyote trapped in a boulder, trying to gnaw his own arm off. You hear Milo frantically scream no. Something happens.
I bet Carpenter's like looking right left at each of them.
It will use its opportunity attack to slap you as you move away.
Yeah.
As it winds a foot around like a monkey or a monkey's tail to crack you against the wall. 15.
Hits.
Yeah, it grabs you and slams you against the wall, but you break free of it. It cannot grapple anymore, as it deals 4 bludgeoning damage.
Fine by me.
Roll a 15.
4 bunt damage.
Let's go Milo. Like, who seems to be getting the worst wedgie right now?
Milo.
Yeah, how?
Marv probably couldn't stand up to it as long as Milo, but but they both don't appear to be in awful condition unless it takes control of them.
Firebolt will hurt my allies. Hang on, this one's got the negative from my previous Mind Sliver, so I'm just going to go for another Mind Sliver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has a negative D4 on this save.
Fails for 3.
It fails as it shudders again as more pieces of cloth fall to the ground. Anything else?
I mean,
Rusty?
Firebolt halved would just probably be about that low damage anyway. So, I moved 5, 10. I'll just move a little bit further back. End here.
Mm-hmm. Pinky, you're finally free of it, as we see Pinky gasping as you finally get some air in. As you see Marv now has your situation, as you see he's on the other side of things, as he struggles with his arm, as crushes it and tries to dislocate it behind his back.
Well, you know, I haven't been doing a lot of damage lately, so this might work out better for you, Marv. As I I take a few steps back, and I'll take half movement because obviously I'd be stumbling at this point with 4 points of health left, and I'll target the one that's on Marv and send out a ray of frost. For
that stings!
ooh, that's 21 to hit and 2 points of cold damage. So Marv, you take 1.
And it takes 1. As you freeze a
And it
patch.
takes 1.
Honestly, it's
I
like an
did
ice pack
something.
on a. It's like an ice pack on a black and blue mark. That's really not that bad.
Right.
It's all right.
There you go. It hurts, but it's mildly soothing at the same time, and that'll end my turn.
Yeah, Piggy's heart just wasn't in it as he gasps. Scott, you see Milo fighting with it. An unsightly pair of bloomers come into view as he fights
Stop
with
with the other plan. Jesus Christ.
This the ragamuffins occupying the same space
it. This
as
is like
Milo,
never
isn't
talking
it?
about piss in the first session.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, is the ragamuffin occupying the same space as Milo?
Yes.
It is.
When-
Okay.
When it tries to take control, it has to occupy the same space.
No worries. I will. I'm going to run up to Milo and quickly shout a prayer to Nightingale. It's help Milo get free, and I'm going to cast guidance on him to give him a +4 to a 1d4 to an ability check on his next turn, and then I'm
Yeah,
going to use
you
my
feel
bonus action.
guided.
Yeah, so you see like kind of like some moonlight come through my staff, through my hand onto Milo, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage and maybe move a bit closer to Pinky.
Milo, you feel a reserve of strength come forth thanks to that shining light.
Get away from me.
It's the shining lights illuminating the bloomers that have piss marks on them. I'll
It's not that bad, jeez.
You've got that for a minute anyway, so you don't have to use it this game.
I was about to, I have disadvantage because I'm exhausted, so it might not be worth it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and Do you want to take it back?
No, I will give
okay.
you. I would give you inspiration, but
Oh, bless you. I'm going to try and slash at it as it's trying to envelop me further. Oh! Oh!
That hits as you cleave across it, ripping a huge shred off it. How do you destroy it in one blow?
For a natural 20.
The bloomers approach me, and I'm like, no, please! And I slash through them as they sort of spin around me. And I will immediately, like, sort of look around as I pick up my glasses that are broken. Thus, that's why I'm exhausted and have disadvantage because I can't see well. And I'll sort of like squint and rush forward, seeing that Mavinsky is in trouble. Position myself here. Are you okay, Mavinsky? And I sort of squint and look around to see the rest. Everyone okay?
Yeah. Pinky's still wheezing. And there's like strain marks all over his neck. With that
There's a
said,
trail of blood to me.
Marv, your ass is stinging from the cold. Your neck is straining as you begin choking as it winds around your neck like a cobra or
I know
a
it's
python.
disadvantage, but he's gonna just slash twice, dagger, and offhand.
It is
try and
not
finish it.
disadvantage. It doesn't.
Oh,
it
it's
doesn't have
straight.
strength.
Oh, it's only
It doesn't-
grappled. Yeah. Okay.
only
So straight
grapple.
roll. Yeah. So does a 14
Milo is
hit?
here. Yeah, you stab into it, dig it underneath your neck, and pull the dagger free. How do you destroy it?
Yeah.
That
I just
stab.
I'm stabbing it twice, even with offhand.
The scissors! You're doing the scissors!
Exactly. I cut it into ribbons. Every little piece where he thinks he hears sound from it, he's just gonna cut it even just smaller little bits.
Yeah, you just hear.
Oppressor! Long live fashion!
As you cut the last of them down.
Seems like
Soon
you
as
are
it-
out of season.
As soon as it falls, Pinky weakly runs over and takes out a flint and steel and attempts to light it on fire.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab the torch.
This is like frustratingly.
It is pretty much Tinder at this point, as you see it like flick on fires. A few more parts with twitch and squirm as it goes.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
You hear Rusty's voice continue as he's just casting Mind Sliver on random piles of clothes. Then you see him just like you,
Hey.
and now you, and now you.
Out of context, this looks very strange.
This
doing my laundry.
this fucking sucks. Oh God, who knew clothes were so durable? Ooh.
That was so much fucking harder than it had any right to be.
Negotiations broke
turn
down, but
around.
honestly, I don't think I could have done any better in that situation. I don't
I
know
turn
how to
around.
negotiate with clothes.
Marv got knocked out, so there wasn't anything he could do.
I
was
turn around
clearly
and grab
injured.
Milo by the hip because I can't reach his shoulders. And I'm like, do you see? Do you see what I mean now? Please, please.
This is why I
Can
do
we
not
ju-
want to
can we
fight
just-
them. Because this happens and you keep dying. And I don't want you to die, Pinky.
What? How could we have circumvented that situation? We tried everything. We tried talking to them. We tried appeasing them by mending their clothing.
Pinky,
What else do you want
I'm
from
going
me?
to say this to you now, so later on
But
the
Pinky?
line, it will save you a lot of pain. You are not a very skilled artist. And that's okay. That's okay.
If only you would have seen my land of treasures.
I assume that those are amazing, but what you did right there, that wasn't good enough. And
I did it with tinker's tools. I didn't even have a seamstress tool. This isn't fair. It's not fair.
it's... Yeah. I smack him at the face out of nowhere. You see Milo, without his glasses, looks very frustrated at you, almost angry. And he holds you by both shoulders and slowly raises you. And he's like, "Shut up! Stop it! Stop whining!"
I grabbed the side of my face that he struck.
And he puts him down and sort of like walks back in shock for a couple of seconds. Like,
Before the shock can dissipate, you hear,
Master.
and you hear,
I don't even register that, and I go and sit down in a corner, and I sit down, and I'll start pulling out my salves and my ointments, and I'll start rubbing them into the wounds that I just took and onto the spot where Milo just struck my face, and I'll just like meekly spread it across my skin as I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Milo was about to approach Pinky, and then he sort of stopped in his track as he heard the sound of someone saying "Master."
mm-hmm. Yeah, how did the rest of you respond?
Scud is trying very hard to not be noticed by everyone. He seems to have been forgotten, so he's quite happy.
Yeah, they seem to be caught up in their own problems.
I don't think anyone noticed, Nightingale.
And
How's
you hear
Rusty and Marv dealing with this?
I just ripped clothes off of Pinky. I was about to rip Milo off of Pinky as well, seeing as things are just breaking down out of nowhere. Honestly, he's just glad he's still standing for once. And wondering why there's glowing lights in this room and there's burn marks on the floor, to be honest. I still haven't quite addressed all of the issues with this room quite yet, honestly.
As we
You hear-
cut back to
you-
Pinky.
You hear behind the pillar just a soft voice just say, "As our hero is overcome by anger, he strikes his one and only friend Pinky on the face and stalks away solemnly as he closes his book and puts it back in his bag."
I hope you feel awful, George.
It's not my fault.
As this is going on, we see a 13 or 14 foot tall figure lean around the pillar to eye you all as you see a huge, large helmet. There's rusted rents all over this armor as you peer at this figure as it looms down over you all. You can't really make it out in the shadow of the room, but how do you all immediately react to this thing?
Like that.
Where is he in the room?
Yeah.
He's to your north, right behind that large fallen pillar in the center.
Around like there-ish.
There's a giant helmet. Like,
Yes,
like
it's
space
almost like sorta. It's a bit over the top, but with a thing this size, it doesn't really matter too much.
Before
Well, come
going
on
over
out.
to the
Well,
helmet.
come on out, friend. We can see you there.
Yeah, it just like peers down at you. It's quite the big thing as you see it like loom down at you.
We better get our shit together.
Yeah, as you see this huge figure loom down at you all in this rusted, like in a horrible state suit of plate armor that and it peers down at you, Rusty. It goes,
You not friend. Where is master? I heard him.
as you hear the tinge of a accent on him, hailing from the Dragon Empire. He speaks in broken iron speech, as best as you can guess, Rusty.
Who is
I
your
don't know
master?
who you think you heard there, Adrius, but none of us are the demon.
I heard demon. You lie, puny thing.
As it
Did I
like
make like
takes one of
other-
its gauntleted hands and like pulls it up to its helmet and like scrapes the metal across it.
I think
Can I
as
make a point?
James has
um,
put together that it's sort of the Milo's outburst, but can I make like either an intelligence
it
or insight? Something?
Insight roll.
There we go.
Go ahead, Pinky.
Can I just quickly
I won't
make
roll.
Natural
a
one.
point that having heard
Nat
this
one.
voice, I now take out my my shield.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
Put
fine,
on your
you
shield.
should.
In fairness, we're in a sewing caper, which I don't think will happen too often. I'll presume you'll
that's
have your
super
shield.
fair. Yeah, that was a
Throwing a
very fair
shield.
ruling.
And they're talking up north. Can Mom take a quick look at these bodies? Are they actual ash or are they imprinted on the ground? Like,
Make an investigation roll.
yeah, I've just been
still
dying to
real
know what
quick.
these are. I'm sorry. 16.
These are imprints of bodies. Clearly, they've been burned up, probably from inside. They're charcoal all the way through, pretty much, of people. There are a few odds and ends, and every now and again you see a bone in some bodies where they're not fully immolated. But I think you're distracted before looking more at it, Marv, as you hear the voice behind you. It's like,
Where is he?
as it like clutches at its helm.
Who are you looking for?
Where is the demon?
I look
You're not
at,
talking about the clothes, right? We just defeated a pair of clothes that was speaking.
they were
Was it their
demonic,
voice?
Mara-esque.
Not Mara, great warrior of empire.
I'm afraid your master is amongst the perished here, unfortunately.
Aunt Milo, he might mean that fella, you know, the one who walks as many, or whatever he was called.
Is the demon also called the one that walks as many?
He done. He talks to me. He. How you know?
You sound in pain, and I look at everyone sort of cautiously.
Why don't you grab him by the collar and lift him up and tell him to stop whining as well?
What the hell is that supposed to mean? as I give
Doesn't
Rusty
seem to
a side
remember,
eye.
Rusty.
And he's obviously referring to what you just did with Pinky, and he's giving you a dirty look too.
Everyone's looking at you kind of
Well-
strange, Milo.
I can't really see him well. My glasses are broken.
Well, listen here. I don't know how long you've been here, by yourself with all of these dead folk, but you know, you might be starting to hear things, going a bit loopy. Do you want to step outside, get some fresh air, get some sunshine?
Master said he would come from the chamber in an hour. It has been 2 months. And the many, it walk around and say, you bring him back, fire dwarf.
As it points a huge metallic finger at you.
Well, I point down at
What does that
one
mean?
of these ashy remains and say, well, I think your master is one of these piles here. Not, I don't have everything in my means to bring him back. I'm sorry, but
Wait a second. It might mean the one that's in you, Rusty. The one that's inside of you. One of the 100. Maybe the demon's inside of you. You should.
Oh, pretty mean.
I close my eyes and I start thinking to myself, is there a demon inside me? Well, if there is one, then he's not making himself known.
Yeah. As this is going on, you all see like the big guy stop moaning, and, like grieving as he pauses. He seems to lean down and like stereotypically put a hand up to his ear to like listen to something. As he says,
It is as I promised, Adrius. The one is here. It stands before you. I was not lying. It shepherds him.
yeah.
We hear
You
this?
see him,
Where
like-
is this coming from, this sound?
You hear it in front of you. You cannot see anything. It kind of warbles all around you.
Who is this?
As you see the outline of a shimmery form, the air kind of like crackles, and like you see a room bathed in red flame. The figure is so ghostly you can only make out portions of it, as it says.
Do not worry, Milo. I know what you've done. I know what the demon has done. I know what all of you have done in every universe, and you will stop stalling me from recombining them all.
With that, the presence kind of like fades, and as you see the big guy loom down at you all.
You bring demon. Where is he? Small. You too weak to be him.
As it takes a big step forward, leaning on, you see it draws a great sword behind it, dragging it from behind the pillar.
I put my
It's the
shield-
size of
yeah.
Milo.
I put my shield in
Can
front
I-
of Scud immediately as a reaction.
Let's just
Can I cast?
Let's
Can I
just run.
cast a
fuck it.
message as I'm
fuck it.
behind
Yeah,
the pillar?
Hey, go! You go first, Pinky, then Marv. As you
Um,
you whisper into your hand and point at the person.
Yeah, I like send out a tiny little fly drone up to where he is, and I cast message and I say,
Sorry, I was mistaken. Calm down, friend. He is not here.
You are not speaking in fire tongue. You
I'm not.
also make a disadvantage -5 roll. You don't know his voice, first of all, and you're speaking in the wrong language.
Well, I'm trying
The guy
to
was
emulate
speaking.
the tone of voice that I just heard, but that's super fair.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to imitate the demon. Yeah. Go ahead and make a go ahead and make a disadvantage roll.
What is it? Persuasion or
I would
Performance?
performance or persuasion, whichever you prefer.
okay? Well, it's the same for both, so I'll just do
Uh-huh.
performance. Yeah, that's not great. 8.
Let's see if he can figure it out. He ain't the most all there with it.
Intelligent.
think it's a 4 because he had disadvantage. But...
No, this is to sway his emotions, less so his mind. So let's see if
3.
He seems to like pause, which makes him hesitant as he like goes,
Who do I believe? I've heard his voice.
you see him turn the sword and crack it across the pillar. You see huge chips spray off like a mortar shell hit it. As you see pieces fragment all over the place, and like breathes heavy, hulking over for a second as it pauses. As this is going
Mavinsky,
on,
I've bought us a few seconds.
How'd you proceed, Marv?
Marv is ready to like tell us to run. He's looking around at everybody. Like, I just want to test resolve of Rusty here, looking over at him in the shadows, like signaling, "Do you want to go?" That thing looks huge. Just to see what kind of your reaction is.
I think he doesn't really even catch your eye. He just looks a bit lost in thought at the moment.
Even the waving torch in your periphery doesn't get your attention. Fuck,
Looking at the angles of the screen. If you just touch me, sure, that'll.
Scott's going to lean towards Milo and say, Milo, do you think the demon's in you?
No, that couldn't be.
You've got the demon in you.
Scud, Milo, and Rusty. All of you make me a perception check. Milo can do it with advantage. For Milo-y reasons.
Don't even need
Milo gets.
Oh,
Milo,
natural
as
20.
I do need it.
Yeah.
5.
Milo with a natural 20.
Natural
Scud with a
20.
5. I think he's too
16.
caught up with what he's saying. Yeah. So Rusty and Milo see this. Rusty, this is clearly some form of giant, maybe a younger one, judging from the size. Milo, this is a frost giant, younger in years, probably in its like the equivalent of its like late teens, which is probably like 50 to 60 years old. It is clearly very emaciated and not dealing too well with things. Like the armor is pockmarked and the sword is not in great condition either. There's huge gaps and rents in its plate armor as you look over it. It is not functioning on physically. It is not the finest specimen you've seen, and mentally it is of course not at all as you peer at it. Milo, you would know that frost giants are 100% immune to cold damage.
Rusty is he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on, but he's also got nagging him in the back of his brain. He remembers hearing from the boxman that we met. Apparently said that my sister was in here and actually fought and survived this creature, so he can't help but be thinking about how the fuck did my sister survive an encounter with this thing.
Yeah, so mildly perturbed Rusty peering at this thing.
She
Just
was
so
a common
stronger
enough.
than you.
Yeah, apparently. Well, whoever the fuck my sister is now, anyway.
What is sort of the reputation of frost giants in this world? Would I know as a scholar? Would I know?
Big and strong.
Yeah, that
That applies to all giants.
Yeah, I see before me stands a man in a suit of armor with a giant sword. I presume he's pretty strong. So, this I know, but is there
What a
anything
weakling.
anything culturally, anything that might?
Yeah, make a history roll. Since you're an anthropologist, you can have advantage because this is
Thank
about
you.
culture.
20.
As you consider, frost giants, most giants are wandering mercenaries. Not many of them ingratiate themselves into society very often, preferring to stick to themselves. The frost giants generally ply themselves as mercenaries, floating on iceberg ships throughout the seas, from what you know. Many of them strike off and do mercenary work. There's a lot of them in the Dragon Empire, or the Warlord Empire these days, who are hired between the fighting 5 pretender warlords, dragons, to get the Emperor's throne. Yeah, they're pretty mean on the battlefield, but this one's definitely a younger one. Well, a lot younger. He's not even full size. He's only like 14 feet tall. Like, these guys usually grow to be about 22 to 25 feet tall at full size.
Hmm.
Yeah. Clearly, someone liked them because they gave him a suit of full plate, which is no mean feat, especially considering its size. It would be like triple the cost. Also, it's still growing, so someone was probably gonna get it expanded or pay even more money. Like, clearly, whoever he was a squire to was quite the figure. Either had a lot of money or done a lot of things on the battlefield, or just his squire that.
Would I know the with my anthropology background? Would I maybe know the word for friend in their tongue?
In giant, let me see if I changed up the language. Yeah, giant, specifically frost giant would just be yeah, would be I've got to add giant to the languages.
Would it be similar to Dwarvish in any way?
Yes, I would say so.
I'll say
either way. I'd say you'd know the word for friend.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I've been around dwarves quite a bit, so I would know that. I say friend in I don't know what the wow, I switched to Dutch. I don't know what the word for it is. Your armor is quite exquisite. This demon you wait for, as I sort of carefully approach and walk around, looking around, even with my terrible eyesight at the moment. He must have been a good friend of yours, no?
He was not friend. He was master of the teacher.
A mentor.
He was like father.
Like a father. And would that father be disappointed with you if you were still here, standing guard?
No, he finds he like honor of his own. Stubborn.
And in your position of guarding this place, did you ever see a dwarf? One smaller than me, quite similar to the one over there with the auburn hair.
Puny fire one. It burned me. Hurt. Armor break and melt.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like he raises his sword almost like he's about to smash the pillar again.
Oh,
friend, you really want to cover your ears. Yeah, he stops though and he goes,
I fall so low.
I don't think you failed. You've stood guard for so long. How long has it even been? Months? Years?
2 months. 4 moons.
And have you eaten in those times?
I have eaten in other places. In too many places. I see them. You're here, but not here.
Oh.
Scott's gonna walk forward and say, big fella, like maybe my friend Milo can help you. You said your master was a teacher. Well, Mr. Milo is a teacher.
I'm a teacher, as he sort of like taps his chest plate. And he leans to Scott for a second. He says he sees multiple things. He might be the same as the ones we fought earlier. Be careful.
I side up along Marv and Pinky back here. And I say, this guy has fucking lost it. He seems dangerous. And I know she didn't seem the friendliest either, but maybe that lich in that cage could help us.
Rusty, I'm sorry, but I think your sister's going to be one of these burn marks on the floor. I don't see where she could be in here, by the way. Just was thinking about it.
No, she left this place, turned invisible and fucked off. That's what the box said.
Do you trust that box?
I don't fucking trust anything right now, but this big fucker that thinks one of us is a demon, or we're supposed to be bringing a demon to him or something. He feels like he's going to snap at any minute now and just strike us down.
On that note, as both sides consider, one conversational and one more malicious and sneaky, we will go to our long break. Yeah, as we see you guys lean in conspiratorially, thankfully, thanks to the broken common that the giant is speaking, the conversation is slow and slightly plodding in between its bouts of confusion, grief, and anger.
Hear me out. I've got a bag of ball bearings. We could make this work. All right, ball bearings, some string, a clothesline. Rusty, you make him heavy. He falls. We run.
I can only make ball bearings double their weight.
Make
I
him
don't
double
think
his
that.
weight. Make him heavy.
That makes him stronger.
What's the point of your magic then? Jesus.
He'll be slow. Fuck.
Slow him down.
Double Marvin's weight. That's what I feel. That's what it feels like. All right. You're heavy. You're slower, but you're stronger.
Because either that we run, we live, or we try to fight him, or we rely on Milo's negotiation skills.
Well, that last one is probably like our worst chance.
Absolute worst.
Well, I was saying, like, what about that lich that's in the cage? Pinky, you said that you might be able to unlock it if you wanted to.
Just smash the fucking thing.
Let's just run back, untie the rope that we've tied around the entrance to this place, deal with the two things that are waiting for us after we exit this chamber, and then run to the lich's place, open the door after, I'm sure, a bit of finagling with the cage, ask her to find her spell book, and then find it, run back, and deal with this thing. No, that's not going to happen.
You don't think Scott and Milo can buy us 32 minutes?
I think we pan over to them.
I almost wish that thing would pound Milo into oblivion. But, I'll be the bigger person, and I still care about Milo, so I wish that not upon him.
Panning over to the biggest person, we cut away from the conspiring group to the talkie group. As this is going on, Milo, you feel a reverberation in the air once more as you look over.
Atreus, I've got a message from a little birdie. I want you to free your master from its vessel. They hold it.
See, it turns to look at you all.
You hold him. Take him from me.
We don't hold him. We don't hold him. There's no need. We heard you crying earlier, and that's okay. It's just take a second and don't listen to these voices that come out of nowhere. Those voices only guide you towards the wrong path. You need to listen to the voices that are in you, your own voice, your master's voice. What do they say?
My master would say, you talk too much. Both of you talk too much. There are 5 of him. They look strange.
You see him point off this way.
Where is he pointing? I didn't catch that.
To the west.
To the left.
Look where he's pointing.
Yeah, he said 5 of them, not him, just to be clear.
And what do they look like?
Strange, different from each other. But same.
Like different versions of the same person?
Yes. All you small ones look the same. The master, I could tell, but he was strong, like my people.
Was he himself a giant?
No, but he was the strongest of you little ones. And you took him. His sword will never be seen again.
Scott, do you have any sort of magic that can clean his mind from being fucking crazy?
You're the bloody wizard.
Why were you crying earlier?
Because he's gone. And the one who is many, it said, it scoured to universes beyond. It wants to destroy them. It'll help me destroy them, to bring back the master, to make it all as one again, after what you all caused.
Does he sound like he's crying again?
He's definitely getting some rage tear kind of vibes.
We're just talking in circles now. What are we gonna fucking do?
Scott, you see Milo sort of his more gentle stance switch once again.
Okay.
As he go, why did your people always insist on wasting water? We are in the desert. Why did you never learn this lesson, young one?
I told you, master. We float on ice. Master!
He like stumbles and like nearly falls to a knee. And he goes,
No! Master! What'd you do?
he like takes a hand, like grabs around your chest, and like shakes Milo full body.
Calm down, you hurt the vessel if you move me more.
What?
Stop this sobbing, it's... I
You
know.
speak in puny weakling.
Yes, the vessel is not ready, it needs time. I found this... what? As Milo shakes his head. What? Let go of me!
Give him
And he stabs out into his hand. Let go of me!
Roll initiative.
Give him back!
He just screams. He grabs his sword.
I will free you, master!
Oh shit.
Mark an inspiration, George.
Thank you.
Killing yourself.
Alright, we've got to save Milo from Arnold Schwarzenegger that's inside of him.
Yeah, I know, I heard it.
It was a very good audio impression.
funny.
Thank you.
I've played with George before, and I've heard some of his accents, and I've for this time, like I've been thinking, oh, he's just mistaking his accent for
I've been doing
another one
it
of his characters.
subtly the entire time.
Yeah, and now I'm realizing that. So yeah, fun.
Split personalities.
Yeah, you can make one attack on him, George.
Yeah, I will take that. Yeah.
As that initiates the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, that's funny. You need it.
It's a 20.
21.
21.
Or no,
It is a 20, not a nat 20.
Dirty 20 for 11.
So Milo, if you're half
You might
demon,
want-
you can take this Squire, right? You're his master.
Sure.
Frost giant.
You can take it one on one.
You might want to take your bless off.
It's not
That
off.
can-
That's not the blast. That's your stinger, Pinky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it shows up as a +1. I see.
Yeah, I installed it like that because it's temporary. In a way.
Yep.
Yeah, you might switch it between people as we go.
Mm.
11 damage, though. Good start. With
Yeah,
that
you
one
plunge it into its hand as you shear it
Let
open
go of
between
me!
the gaps in the armor.
We went from fighting jockstraps and lederhosen to a frost giant.
An emaciated frost giant, but yes.
Such a wow. Okay.
Okay. With that said, he roars in pain. He goes, "I will free you!" As he steps forward, he's going to move up. He has 2 legendary actions. He's going to step up to here, and with a wicked slash, he drags his blade along the ground, dredging it up in a huge arc as he makes a cleave. You go there.
Yikes.
5 feet. As he cleaves
viewers
out
at
with his
home.
greatsword.
He attacks Scott.
Both of us.
Yeah, I will retaliate and sort of like try to slap it off balance with my sentinel. So it doesn't hit Scott. 21 again for not another 11.
Yeah, you cleave into it.
Another 11.
Yeah, for another 11. Yeah, you'll still attack both of you as he swipes. I believe you're trying to explain something, Charlie.
Yeah, for the viewers at home, this thing looks like those golems, those giant fucking golems from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like those ones from Elden Ring, the ones with the bows.
Yeah, Elden Ring.
Yeah, he has legendary actions too, so he is going to cleave down at the 2 of you. This recharges on a 5 or 6 as he rakes down at the 2 of you. 1 attack at Milo, then 1 at Scud. It misses Milo, I think in that stabbing motion, it throws off its attack, and then it follows through at Scud. 17 Scud.
Yeah,
As it
that hits.
drags the blade down for 10, shearing across your flesh. As you all hear my poor Scud squawk in agony. Scud, that fucking hurt as you're sent reeling back. If not for some of your cloth that seems to get cut up, you feel a horrible raking mark, and some of your ribs break. Thankfully, the edge is so blunted, it's not as wicked sharp as it should be.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage, a nimble escape, and run back this way to this light. And then I'll try and hit it with an angel bolt from back here. So actually no, I won't. I'll again level my walking stick, and I'm gonna cast bless again. So I'll whisper a prayer.
You cast bless again as you throw it out.
Definitely on Milo. I think on Marv and Rusty. Oh, actually no. Sorry. I can't. On myself. Sorry. Scud, Milo, and Marv. Yeah, that's my go.
Yeah.
Oh, I got excited. That's such a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Mr. Magic Missile.
As that happens, it will use its legendary action at a cost of 2 of its actions to rush up as he goes, "You're related to one that burned me!" As it tries to punt you into the stratosphere, Rusty. As it moves away. You've already used your reaction, Milo, as it steps forward.
I've already used my reaction.
Yeah,
What did I do?
to kick at... you're related to the one as it tries to kick at you. 20 as it kicks right at you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that hits, yeah.
For
Or
20.
4 as it smacks across
Okay,
you, sending you
that's not
stumbling
bad.
away. Thankfully, it only grazes you. That is its legendary action. It's used up all of its legendaries, at least for now. As it is back to you, Rusty, as you both respond after taking hits. As Rusty, he gives you the worst Charlie horse ever as he punches you across the side.
Well, fuck. None of that stuff he's done has used his reaction, has it?
No, that was a legendary action and its main action.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disengage then. As I back the fuck up.
And you disengage and move away, eyeing it up.
And I have no bonus actions at this level, so unfortunately that's my turn.
As unfortunately the Rusties go. Marv, it's attacking for sure. You see Rusty run away, limping with what looks like a dead leg. Scud moves back as he's bleeding pretty bad from within his robes.
Looking at Pinky, still talking about the ball bearing and rope idea, hearing all the clattering behind, going, "Oh, no time to plan." Okay. Draws the bow. Is this tower tall enough to where I could hide behind?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then he will bonus action stealth. Ooh, 11 might not be good enough.
You duck behind it. It does not seem to notice you with its helm and insanity.
Great. As he loads a walloping arrow, attempting to make him go prone. If I hit, so longbow.
Yeah, you aim right at the helmet as you let fly.
I'm gonna use one of my
With
hero
advantage.
points. So advantage plus
with advantage.
1.
Mhm.
So 18 to
18
hit.
hits as it hits right into it. As you all hear it, as it stumbles, clutching at its helm as you shoot right into one of the eye slots. It's a bit too high to get him in the eye. You're guessing you hit him right on the forehead as it
DC
stumbles
10.
back.
DC 10, what is it? I think it's a strength saving throw. He could have a really low strength, who knows? Oh, he goes prone.
It saves as it
19.
grabs onto the wall, stumbling back. Mark the walloping arrow down.
Yeah, I am down to 5. Use 15 feet of movement in my action. I'm gonna run over to Scud and not look like I'm trying to hide behind him. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Pinky, you hear a groan as Marv lets the arrow fly. He runs over as, thankfully, you're not the one being strangulated or killed immediately.
So seeing all this go down, seeing poor Scud, be mauled, I will move 5, 10, 15 up in front of Scud, and I will target it with a Ray of Frost. And if he has half cover, I ignore half cover with my focus.
Yeah.
Oh, natural 1, so that doesn't hit.
It shoots
but
right by it.
I will hold my shield up in front of me, and my shield side eyes Milo with a menacing look.
Yeah, you see, for a moment it pauses to look at you, Pinky, and it says,
I want fair fight. Don't use frost on me. I'm an ice giant, fool.
Well,
as
sadly,
it
that's
bellows at you.
I want fair death, like Demon would want. Like I will free from you.
As it roars at you, Milo. Milo, on the other end of that roar.
Yeah, his stance changing once again. I've eaten babies less bullshittery than you, and he starts slapping at his legs.
You've eaten what? Just
22 for 8.
You cut along a gap in its armor as it goes to a knee, leaning on the walls. It goes,
Oh, master, you're nearly free.
Take a knee, weakling. Now, finish them off, as he sort of gestures to the rest.
In response, let's see if he gets back his recharge. He gets back his legendary actions, though. He does not recharge his cleave. He will make one attack with the cleave and one attack with the greatsword. So he'll go ahead and take a swing at you. Since you really want to engage with it, Milo, he'll take boat at you. 16 as it shears down. Sparks fly as it deflects off your armors. It cleaves past you. He then tries to punch out at you. It also misses as you swipe under it. Thanks to its leg wound, it's still stumbled as it tries to recenter itself.
I dig my hand in the wound.
Scud, as you go, as Milo distracts it, it gives you an opportunity as it leans low for a second.
Scud shouts, "You protected me, Milo. I'm gonna help you." And I'm gonna move between these two. Nightingale, I need your help, and I'm gonna use my angelic form. So you see a silhouette of a drow woman kind of expand out from Scud. His eyes turn from red to blue, and moonlight kind of bathes down on him. So, yeah, that's and I get temporary hit points. Woo, 1d10 plus my +1.
Ooh, look at you.
2.
I imagine
Yes!
the Halo
A
music.
massive 2. But
Yeah.
what it does mean is if I hit things, they have to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of me until the end of their next go. So with my action, I'm going to try and hit him with one of my angel bolts. So wish me luck. But if he can be frightened. A 19, does that hit?
It cracks into him with Fury of the Small.
Yep.
He stumbles back as you see it, like, go... And then it, like, pauses for a second. Is it, like... It says,
I'm not afraid of something that doesn't exist.
Is it, like, stares past you all of a sudden? Is it, like almost like it changes persona? And then it, like, looks down and says,
I will save you, master.
as it cannot be frightened. Its mind is too fractured to be scared of something that only exists in one reality from the many it sees.
Okay. I'll spread out. He can hit lots of us in one go. So I'm going to move up a bit.
Yeah, you take your own advice as you move away.
Yeah.
Is he going? It will wait. Continue, Rusty, to your go. You see it pang backwards as like shudders from something Mr. Scud does.
Continue running away, getting more distance? Absolutely, I will.
He's back up after he punched you last time.
Hear him complain about the frost. I'll do a favor and hit him with some fire.
There you go.
Oh, that probably won't hit.
That explodes over its armor, and it like turns to look at you. He says,
I knew it.
Twice. I don't know why I can just...
You're the fire one, but you're a man instead. You're not as strong as her.
No relation. Must be getting confused. So just keep busy with the one with the sword, please.
Marv, you look up as it like reels, looking at its back as a fire explosion hits it. It doesn't seem to harm it, but it does distract it.
Gonna run over to this corner of this pillar, realize it's not quite tall enough to even
Unless you go
stand.
prone now.
Yeah, so you'll come over to this one instead. But rather than what do you call it?
Ducking
God.
in.
Yeah, what I'm thinking of is Milo. Do you need my help, or do you want to vanquish your demons?
I told you, finish him off!
He'll hold his. He'll just shoot an arrow at him.
Get him now!
I was gonna toy with it, but I can't. I just can't. This is gonna be a regular longbow. 19 to hit plus bless for 15 total piercing. Jesus.
That
Right
hits,
into
it
the
plunges right into a gap in its abdomen as it stumbles back, blood spewing from it, with a tint of blue in the blood,
And
like reels from a major blow.
yeah, bonus action. Gonna just use a Can I use anything interesting? No, I don't think so. Hide. I don't want it to come after me. Try to shot an arrow at it.
Yeah, you lean back around to your same corner. Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Yeah. Just stay away from me. I'm not
Yeah,
here.
it doesn't seem to notice you as you hide around the corner.
Beautiful.
In between Marv and Pinky's go, it will use its legendary action as it becomes bloodlusted. As it does so, it will. Actually, I won't use that one. It'll just use a punch attack on you, Milo, for one. For just. Actually, instead of that, it will try and grab onto your face and shove you to the ground, Milo. As it grabs out at you, it grabs you by the head and tries to shove you back onto the ground. And says,
Get off!
you fail as it knocks you over onto the
strength
ground.
check, never mind, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nearly the same
Yeah.
as you rolled an 11 against a 13 as he
No,
falls
I
over.
roll an 8, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have tried to use the bless.
Pinky, you see him thrown to the ground. It seems to raise its fist over him or its boot to stomp on Milo. Before it can, you act.
As I 5, 10, 15, I'll move up to 10 within 10 feet of it, and I'll raise my head to the sky and utter a guttural as I my pitiful draconic cry.
Yeah. It seems to like look at you, kind of confused.
You and Milo have advantage now, I believe.
Finish him.
Yeah.
Everybody has advantage.
Within 10 feet of you.
10 feet. So it's just you and Milo, but yeah.
Yeah, the two of you do.
No, at the enemies, everyone
No,
does.
the 10 feet is for the enemy,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
a debuff
exactly.
on
Everybody
him as
has
opposed to a buff on us.
So good.
Shit.
So good.
Everybody has advantage.
That's
But
the
if Pinky
trade-out
hits,
for
he should
pack
kill,
tactics.
so
Yeah.
finish him, Pinky.
I'll I'll move back again. So that was 15 feet of movement. I'll move back over here, and I will cast I'll cast a ray of frost at it. I'm not believing him that he's immune to it, but that's what I would believe.
It heals him.
Ray of frost for 14. No,
Unfortunately,
that's
yeah,
not-
just
26.
crackles across.
Advantage. 26 to hit.
26, yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's
Your whole roar.
I still have blessed.
Set it
I
up
did this
himself,
last
you
time.
forget.
Yeah, it freezes a section of one of his legs, which seems to bind him up slightly, but he like looks down at the frost and just looks at you.
For 2 cold damage. Like, does it seem like it did damage to him?
He doesn't show any reaction to it. He just like looks down at his leg, looks back at you, and that's all.
Fuck him up!
Yeah,
His
he
hands
cracks,
Milo the
he cracks the ice free and proceeds to stomp on Milo for his last legendary action as he makes a punch attack. In this case, he tries to stomp on Milo with advantage because he's prone.
Misses.
15 Milo, so he puts it down. You manage to put your shield on it and force its leg off of you. In response, how do you continue your go, Milo?
His leg is actually
Stumble.
his leg is still on me, and I sort of like push him off of me as I use this moment of opportunity to try to strike him one final time. 22 for 9, 23 for 9.
You've got bless as well.
Bless as well.
Yeah, right.
So
How do you kill him?
he punched, like, he's on the floor, he's holding his shield up, you see him like push up, and this giant falls over as Milo sort of lunges on him. His sword clutters on the ground just as his shield, as you see him like hold the helmet with 2 of his hands, and he starts pushing as you see him look in his eyes. You were always the weakest. As he pushes his hands together, he just squashes the helmet between his hands, which doesn't make sense.
As his head's being crushed, you hear him just go,
You are always the true master.
and
Yeah.
blood just explodes out like a cheese grater. Like silly putty being forced through it as you just get spattered.
Immediately after, you see Milo's face covered in his blood, looking at his hands, sort of holding it up. What? 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 As he turns around. What? 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 What?
Who the fuck are
Marvelous.
you?
Gone.
You want to explain yourself there, Milo?
Why did we fight? What? I just wanted to talk to him. Why? As he looks at his hands, like sort of like his eyes
My
wide,
insights check Milo. Is he pretending to be oblivious and ignorant right now? Or is he
shakishly like putting up his
Go ahead and make an insight roll.
his glasses.
18.
Yeah, if you are Milo, go ahead and make a deception roll. And whisper it, please.
If I were indeed, but
If you were indeed. Yeah. As he does or does not roll, Rusty, he seems genuinely perturbed, whether he is able to hide it or not. At least that's the read you get on him. As go ahead, George. As Milo continues to react.
Scud's gonna limps over to Milo. Go, it's all right, Milo. It weren't you. It's like me with Nightingale. They make you do things, and he
What the
gets his
fuck?
ragged cloak and wipes the blood off his face.
Yours is nice. Yours is nice.
I'm not though. It's like maybe like the nice ones go with horrible ones, and the bad ones go with the good ones. I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. You saved us anyway. You saved us.
Scud, you hear at that second.
He is right, though. The demon is quite the bastard.
I just see Scud like digesting that. As well, he's dead now. His entire head's been pulped, so you're not really gonna be able to get any ID on him.
Milo sort of shakingly walks off to a corner and sits there, looking at the ravished corpse, basically.
Yeah, the only comfort are the ashy corpses nearby.
I'm gonna search the body and hopefully find like 10,000 platinum, but also a key for a lich gauge.
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah, as you look over the body, you do find a set of keys. As you look at it. Yes, it appears to be probably keys to the entire place, you're guessing? This guy was the head of the guard in some capacity, or at least high up on the retinue of this place. As you
can you
look it
believe
through.
he was less deadly than those rags in the corner? I mean, the only people that got hurt were the disposable ones of our group. Super cheeky to you about Scud.
And you got hurt, Rusty.
I think you will move to the north of the chamber to look at what's going on here.
Yeah. As you look ahead of you, past all the death and decay, you see several large corpses. There must have been more giants here, but they're 100% dead, unlike the others. As you come up to the platform, you see this beautiful, enormous clockwork device. As you see the following. Let me get her up there. As you see the following, kind of on the back wall, a huge, almost like magnificent, like arcane circle is down at the base of it. As you peer around, you see an entire wall full of these clockwork creations. It's truly a masterpiece made of brass and bronze, and you see motes of power running through it, glyphs on nearly every surface, marking them with magic. It is the greatest, like, artisan piece of, well, your craft you've ever seen, Pinky. This is worth hundreds of thousands, millions of gold. If you could ever take it apart to sell it, or sell to anyone.
I think, just taken aback in sheer awe, he'll take out his notebook and begin scribbling down like the mechanism that he's seeing, and maybe try to decipher something out of it later.
The only thing you're really able to decipher is that there are 6 out of like about 100 ring glyph symbols, like dots almost. Only 6 of them align with a cold blue marker, as opposed to, as you finish counting quickly, because you're just at a mark, there are hundreds, but only 6 filled out. As you peer at this like enormous giant central ring.
You went total robot for me for a second there. You said there's 100 slots with
600 rings. 6 of them are currently lit up.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So 5 of us plus 1 other, maybe Boxman Hugh.
I don't want to think the lich lady.
If that was true, then Lucia should be here.
Is there anywhere that I see that there's a spot to put my hand in, like we've seen throughout this entire chamber, to activate anything?
Yeah, as you look down, you see a seam in the like center, as you look over, you see a corpse, like, of curled up ash right next to it. There seems to be a seam in the ground with another, like, hand palms. But this one seems to be sized for just a regular, like, human male or female hand, not a small or large creature.
Was there anything else to find on the body of the giant other than the keys?
Just rusted armor, a belt pouch that's, like, heavily decayed and burned. Like, there were probably things on this guy beforehand, but they've fallen off as you guys go through the chamber. As you look around, can someone make me a survival roll, whoever's proficient, as you just move through the chamber? It might just be something you pick up on.
So yeah, no coins, no potions. I also check his wrists for the mark that we all seem to share.
He does
See if
not
he's
have
got
the
them.
mark, much like the rest of the fracture.
I don't think anyone's proficient in survival.
Nope.
I have a plus
Then
3.
whoever wants to lead the roll can.
I think Pinky then.
Oh wait, survival. That's not nature. Yeah, no, that's a 0.
I've got a 1. So if you want me to roll, it's better than 0.
We are a very wise party.
Yeah, no, you guys wouldn't know what to look for. Nothing even tickles the mind as you peer around the enormous chamber.
I think I then join Pinky up at this crazy thing that he's looking at.
Just in terms of like CR level for future crafting components, is there anything we can get off of this guy?
He's a giant CR, 1 through 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get anything related to giants at that CR, or anything related to cold, because he's an ice giant.
Okay.
Do you think this device was what done this to all these people in this chamber? Turning them all to ash?
Make an Arcana roll. Pinky, it is your specialty. I'll give you advantage to do magical type creations like this.
Sure. Let me just bring this up. Arcana. That's a natural 20. For 25.
Without a doubt. You're actually surprised at the minimal effects this probably had on the surrounding region. Like, either the minimal effects it had, or this is a continent or even worldwide thing, or even beyond. Like, judging from the amount of power and how perfect all the glyphs are and the components involved. Like, this is like, oh, that Tsar Bomba nuclear bomb only blew up that toilet.
Do you think this is a thing that's fucked with all the realities, like?
I think that might be an accurate description of it. I'm actually quite surprised that it didn't go beyond the scopes of this particular chamber.
What the fuck were they trying to do? Like, it obviously went south for them, but
Lucia might be able to answer that. I'm almost assuming that whoever built this chamber set up protocols that would, I don't know, contain whatever happened. Maybe this is why it didn't spread farther, or maybe it did and nobody really noticed.
Well, Scud, your Nightingale companion and the fucking demon cunt or whoever the hell it is that's inside Milo, they were assumingly one of these bodies, right? One of the 100? If we can ask them, like, would they know what the heck they were trying to do down here? I think Hugh said as part of his memory was lost, so maybe none of them actually remember, but...
From what we've been told so far, each of the ones that are inhabiting our bodies should have an answer for this question. It's just simply a question of how do we access the memories of those who are residing within us.
I need to find my sister. I don't know who the fuck it seems to be inside her and taking her over, but she's been doing some things that she's neither of us have ever been fucking able to do. Turn invisible, burning that giant fucker.
I also have to say it's a bit strange. You know, we've all got a timeline of 2 months of getting this mark. You, Rusty, say that you got the mark a few weeks ago, but your sister got it 2 months ago.
About a month and a half. About a week and a half ago for me. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't want to get morbid here, but I'm wondering, maybe something horrible happened to your sister and the mark transferred to you.
I don't know. Like, it seems to affect us all like differently. Like, everyone's like 100 in them, and like, I don't know. Mine speaks to me a bit, and it's nice. And like, Rusty, you haven't heard? Like, has yours spoke to you?
No,
I
but
don't think Milo even knew about his until like a minute ago.
Well, Milo seems to have just had his, I guess, first interaction or whatever. I look over at Marv. Marv, I saw you dropping your dagger into a question box.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the first time you've ever had any semblance of any, anything going on with you?
Getting a response back, yeah. Whoever the fucker is has been pretty dormant for me.
So yeah, it doesn't seem like... It doesn't always seem to be at the, 2-month mark or whatever, like... That
they built this thing to do
different.
They must have built this thing to do something real special, like, because like I've never seen nothing like it. I've never even heard of nothing like it.
Yeah, but it seems pretty useless at the same time. Can you even tell what time it is?
Is there a timer on it?
He said like it's a clockwork device. I don't think it's actually a clock.
Yeah, no, it isn't a clock. As you figure at it.
It looks like it's got a lot of gold. I mean, if we could rip off a couple of arms, I might be able to go buy another shop.
Don't you dare touch a single thing on this beautiful dice.
God's gonna bang himself.
Sorry, if you go.
Scud bangs himself on the side of the head. He's like, Nightingale, what were you trying to do? Come on. And he's like, is there any answer?
I was hoping that more people would be here, honestly. What if it's you five? I think there's no choice.
You sense a deep hesitance from within.
I think she says that there was meant to be more of us here. Like, but... So, I think... I don't know, it's gone really badly wrong.
Yeah, for a sec you think she's not going to say anything else, but then... go ahead, Charlie. She continues in that pause.
Scott, if you're actually talking to Nightingale and she was actually one of the 100, perhaps you should ask her about Lucia as well. Maybe she's trustworthy, maybe not.
Shh, Pinky, she's talking to me. I can't hear her.
We disentangled the universes. The elves were pushing through. They are a force to be reckoned with, even more so than the Mara or the undead from Crucible. They wish to circumvent, to conquer our universe, take it from our own. Our pride, maybe, forced things in motion that should not have happened.
Right. I don't get it. I think I'd look at everyone else. I think she's saying that the elves or something were trying to get to this reality, and they tried to separate this one from that one.
Yeah,
where
just to be
the elves
clear,
are coming from.
What are elves?
Yeah, make a history roll. I think Milo is the only person who could conceivably know what the word elf means.
He's having a nervous breakdown.
He's still sitting down.
I was gonna say, I
glance
Yeah,
I look over to Milo and see what
Yeah.
the fuck is up with him at the moment.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of me going like, "Oh, guys, you know humans," and then all those bambingos. You know those things, the
That
bambingos.
sounds bad.
They see out Australia.
Like,
Huh?
yeah.
Well, that is the land of made-up words.
Always.
All words are made up.
Don't be pedantic.
It's George and James, the pedantic bunch.
Go ahead and make a history roll,
Pedantic bastards.
George, as you dig deep into history.
I'm not there. I was still sitting in the corner.
Okay.
But,
well,
I
Yeah,
make one
I
at
don't-
disadvantage.
there's-
I studied
there's no
at magic
chance.
school.
yeah, you can make one at disadvantage. I'll give you that. There is a conceivable no, conceivable shot, but no.
Yeah. Just so we get a roll on the table. Well, for the meantime, let's avoid touching any of this stuff. You know, like we don't want to happen to us what happened to the rest of the people here.
My hand on it.
Um,
Marv is behind him, looking really closely to see if there's anything loose that he can pull off. Any gold that's loose.
There's that little gem on the handprint thing, Marv.
Yeah, just flick it a little bit, see if it's loose. Inspect it.
Yeah, touch it.
I get my rod and I try to rat your back of your knuckles if I see you reaching for.
Make a dex save, Marv, to see if you can touch it before those two slap you.
He would have done it stealthily, but yeah, here's the deck save. Oh,
We're
that one.
all
You
standing
gotta beat a
around
4.
looking at this thing together. How can you possibly reach over?
Gotta beat a 4.
While they're distracted, I'll
I mean,
try
my
and touch
passive's
it.
13.
Who's gonna touch it first? Come on, I want
That's
some gold, man.
Contraption.
Not this again. This is how our party died last time.
Alright, Rusty's distracted
Only
with Marv.
Alistair
Go
died.
for it. Go for it, Pinky.
Yeah, I think those two are just struggling. Whether it happens or not, it doesn't really matter. As Pinky, you touch it. As you feel this strange sensation, you all feel a warbling in the air. Yeah, as you feel it roll over you all as you're.
I push him away 2 seconds too late.
Yeah, as you hear as you see some of the wheels begin to spin, but only like they maybe only move like 10% of a full revolution, as all of them twist around. As the place seems to hum to life, at least partially, as it takes on a more mechanical sound throughout the entire place.
Pinky, if we're about to die, I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, it's beautiful.
Yeah, as this is going on, distantly, you all hear as you hear screaming out the trapdoor from several voices.
It's probably the fractured. That's some fractured dying.
Well, honestly, I thought something bigger was going to happen once I touched it, but
Yeah, I think we all glance around the room and look for any sort of change.
Yeah, you feel a stillness. The place feels more normal as you sense a breath held almost in your mind of things that shouldn't have been.
Pinky, what? Like you understand like these contraption things better than anyone, yeah? Like, do you think that them fractured like they're from these different realities, and that one who walks with many, and like turning this thing on is maybe like protecting this place from like those, from all of them being able to be here?
God, I'm going to level with you. I have no fucking clue. I just know that this thing is a work of art. There's no other way to describe it. It is literally a work of art. And I think it would take weeks, months, perhaps years to even understand a fraction of what it's capable of. But we do have resources. We have people we can ask.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Lucia, Nightingale.
Yeah.
You need to delve deeper into
All right,
Nightingale. She
all
has
right.
more information.
Like Nightingale, like, can we... This Lucia, can we trust her?
No, she's a fucking bitch.
And on that, we'll end today's session there.
Ooh.
There's one last thing I was trying to
Thank you, everyone.
get to.
I'll be right back.
We're about to go into ad break, so we might save that for after. As we'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes.
Epilogue.
Yeah, basically an epilogue.
Should we do our level up in the epilogue, or do we want to save
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for next session?
Yeah, why don't we do our leveling up after the break for people who want to stick around?
Because I know I'll forget, Mark, I was just going to say to Scott, see if Nightingale knows which one of these ash piles was her. Like, if she has memory of it happening, and then if you go, like, you know, find that ash pile, I don't know, rub it on your body, eat it. See
I'll
if,
ask her if she
see if
died
anything
here.
happens.
I can ask her if she died here. See what she says.
Yeah. Because maybe, like, finding our
There's no point in here.
respected, you know, ash, like, previous body or whatever, could do something with that.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go to the toilet, too.
Yeah, I don't think my 100 likes Lucia very much by the sounds of things.
You know, meta talk here. I
Yeah.
think that Lucia was made to be kind of like an information hub for us, and that she'll be tied to this specific complex.
Like a
and
caretaker or something.
Kind of our Jarvis.
She can't leave, right?
I'd
Because
rather-
No, she can't.
her phylactery is this place.
I'd rather have the box be Jarvis,
Yeah,
honestly.
she's not very nice, is she?
Dude, the box is our claptrap.
You know, it is pretty sweet though to have a fucking lich as your Jarvis. That's pretty fucking cool.
Until they turn on you.
Yeah, it's fair.
I
But hang on, so
I level
there was
2
something I
bodies.
missed, like when we were talking to Lucia. I don't know. The lich body that she's in. So Lucia is Lucia actually like the 100, and she's in a body of someone else, and that someone else was the lich, or was the Lucia the lich or something?
That's
remember.
a
Was that
fair
discussed?
assessment. I think that we're overthinking it. I think she was a member of the 100, bound herself to this place. Probably a part of her soul powers this place to a certain degree. But that's meta talk again.
So she maintained her own body because she did the whole lich thing.
That's
as
what I'm
opposed,
thinking.
As opposed to being sent into a different sleeve.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Sleeve.
We're back from the break and from the commercials. We were just doing some meta talk, which you can listen to if you sub. You don't get any ads anymore. But that was today's session, as far as I know.
And to clean up the meta talk, yeah, we'll have an insight roll as we come back. Let me make a note of that on actual screen. But you guys all level up. As you, unbeknownst to the party, but on later
Finally.
retrospect, you have repaired the rift in reality.
Thank you, Daddy
Dang.
DM.
Well, that was easy.
On our next long rest,
day.
obviously. So y'all are stuck level 2 until you get me my long rest.
That's fair.
Or Rusty's long rest. But
Yeah, find a D&D raid target. Target, if you will.
anyone who's still here, as tradition for me, whenever I level, I never take the average and I roll. And
Do you do that
I
now?
incline everyone else to roll with me, but I know some people like to take the above average scores. So I'm going to roll mine officially, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
It is in the chat. I got the lowest.
Why I don't
Oh,
roll hit
Oh,
points
This is why
unless
we
I'm a
don't
wizard.
do that.
You know, the only time I've ever rolled a 1 on a hit die. That's okay, I'm a rogue. I'll be fine. I got ways around this.
Rogues famously non-squishy.
Shit, damn.
I'll
They
Sure.
are being hit with con saves anyway.
I'm going to take
Hey,
the average. Thank
Guys,
you.
come on. I got the 1 out of the way. There's no way you'll get a 1. Just saying.
I have a D10. my average is a 6 plus 3 would be 9. That's
Nah,
what I
your
get.
average is 5. It's stupid.
Yeah, so I've 9 if I just take the average, and it would be a worst of 4 if I take the roll.
I don't think you know what the word average means, Ryan.
I know how my understanding of average. If it's a 0.5, sure, you can round up. But in D&D, we round down all the time. The damages were halved, round down.
Say,
The split between the rags and the person they're being suffocated by.
Shall we?
Come on, James, you're my only other friend in this matter. Come on, I rolled the 1 for you. You're no way gonna get a 1.
Are you saying we're going to be friends if I roll with you?
Yeah, join the cult.
I roll a 10!
1 above.
I roll a 10!
Nice.
No,
It's not with the con.
Yeah, this is a net 10.
That's max. So he gains 13 hit points.
There you go.
Oh.
See, this is why I'm making you
This
stronger
makes-
for the sake of this game, because you need to be able to be our sponge.
So tempting for James now.
Milo has needed that, like, he's been up in the
Oh,
mix getting
yeah.
fucked up. That's great.
The wizard
glad I
average is
picked up-
pretty low anyway. You may as well roll. Like, if you
Come
want
on,
to.
man. Look at us. Look at us.
Doesn't
top
the
of
math
bottom
make
taken.
it? The higher your dice number, the more you should roll. The less the less your dice number, you should
Yeah,
do it.
because the
Forget the
0.5
math.
bump is bigger for. So I
Forget
think
the math. It's already fucked. anyway.
every other character I've ever played in It's games, I've rolled, and I've never once not been below average. So I think at least for a couple of levels, I might take average just so I've got a decent foundation.
I'm gonna do this to myself and say I took the average, but let's see what I would have rolled if I didn't. So let's roll a d8. A 1.
Oh, good thing you
Big
did.
decision.
You did.
So we went from a 1 to a max to a 1.
What?
I'm rolling.
Max.
I'm rolling.
That's it.
Yes.
Come on,
Yes,
gamble it away.
roll.
Gamble it away.
Give me the
Oh!
gamble. Thank you.
Are you the
Such a
dwarf?
good decision as a
you-
fucking wizard.
Are you the dwarf that gets the extra health?
No.
Oh,
No, no,
He's-
that'd be.
I think you're halfling, right? No. Oh, you're
No,
dwarf.
he's dwarf.
Sorry, you're dwarf. Yeah.
I'm a dwarf.
Doesn't matter. You rolled. You stayed honest. You stayed true.
I'm not doing my level up and all that, but the 2's in the roll yet, but the 2's in the roll 20. So when it comes
So yeah,
to
you
it,
gained
I-
5 hit points.
I'm now a level 2 warlock, level 1 sorcerer, so I get agonizing blast and repelling
Nice.
blast, which I'm taking for my.
Yeah, you
eldritch
guys don't
demon.
need to declare your subclasses. We can keep this a secret for next week.
Mhm.
But,
I'm not doing any of my thingies.
I got the right tool for the job, which would have come way in handy.
Now I can tailor for annoying clothes.
second level spells.
Yeah.
I will say, for anybody that's still with us, please, like, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel.
Certainly.
It's Curl Up and Dice on YouTube. You can find all of our previous episodes on there. Yeah, it would help the channel out a lot if you would do that. And yeah, support us. Thank you.
Yeah, it should be in the links below.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to put it in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, with that said, yeah, we will have the secret system beginning next week for the chat and the
Yes.
players.
Exciting. You said that you were going to describe what that is, so please do.
Yes, that will be a set of secrets which have already been in motion from some of our players, where the party and the audience need to need to figure out the secrets of each of the player characters in a condensed sentence. Like, for instance, a secret might have been, but we already know this, that George's 100 was the demon. For instance.
Not gonna joke. So I edit the VOD, and I take notes as I'm editing because one would do so. And I had actually written down last session that George was actually inhabited by a demon of sorts. So fun stuff with that.
What made you think that?
Yeah.
A few different things.
I guessed it
There-
last session. I can't remember when, but Yeah,
There's
but
a
he's the
couple of
demon.
very subtle things that have been said, and your reaction to certain things that would indicate that to be the truth.
I'm such a terrible
Yeah.
liar. I'm
Right,
really not.
right now,
I'm really
right now,
not.
Marv is the one I'm the most interested in learning about. He seems to be the most mysterious. Where he got all his money from, and
Yeah.
Oh, I have a few
stuff.
notes on Marv as well.
Spoken so little, I don't know
Well,
how it's
don't-
possible at all.
Keep
the
in
note
mind,
taker.
yeah, I'll explain the rules next week. The guys loosely know them, but for the audience, I will have a slightly bigger pre-game warm up because the audience can earn some rewards too from this.
We will also next week plug our Discord, where people can now join our Discord, and that is where
my God.
guesses can be made.
Who's casting wish?
And
Sorry.
is what?
Someone's casting wish.
Yeah. What?
All of you leave.
But yeah, we'll have a system in place for people to send their guesses that we as players will not be able to see, but Alex will be able to see, or Itza, as he's known. And yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait to hear about it later on.
Yeah, with that said, thank you everyone for watching.